Want to explain why we're doing this as a stream?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, I suppose I should actually start it now. So, welcome people that are watching this in the future, watching the recorded version. We are live streaming this one, unlike the other episodes that we've done, because of a little hiccup we had. Last night, before the premiere, we're recording this, we're streaming this as of the premiere of episode 5 just finished. That's when we did the GBA games. It was me and Liam. And we recorded episode 6 last night. Well, we were supposed to, but I forgot to press record like an idiot. We watched the whole reviews, reacted to them. There was tons of great commentary. There were hilarious jokes, really funny jokes that you'll never get to hear again. And there were farts, too. There were plenty of farts, and they were great farts. And unfortunately, they have been lost. Actually, I do have my audio from that, so I may release that at the end. I may actually just release me talking to myself for 2 hours.
I was saying you should just do that. Just put it up, just you.
I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that at the end. I'll keep it a little surprise. But yeah, I was like, yeah. So we fucked that up. I feel like an idiot for doing that. You know, that was my mistake. So then we kind of sat there last night thinking, how the hell are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this? You know, we fucking spent like 2 hours recording, and then I just fucking
recording.
We were supposed to be recording and we weren't. So then I said, you know, well, actually, Pat was the one that proposed the idea. How about we live stream it? And I was saying, okay, but we're not going to do that right now. So I said, how about after the premiere tomorrow, we'll live stream it then. And, you know, because unfortunately, you're not going to be getting our first-time reactions. Our reactions are going to be relatively fresh because, you know, we didn't sit back and study the video. We watched it once. But, yeah, it's not the fresh reaction like every other one has been. So hopefully we can interact with the chat, and that will kind of keep things fresh, you know?
Right. That was sort of the point of live stream.
Yeah, so...
Because we tried to redo it, like, immediately, and then we're like... No,
we tried to redo it immediately, and I was, like, the only one talking, and I got tired after, like, 10 minutes. So anyway, I'm going to pop out the chat. I'm going to pull up. I'm going to put on my big boy pull-ups.
Hell yeah.
I'll turn on my screen share for YouTube, and I'll set up the stream right now. And I'm actually recording it this time. So that's good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because that would be bad if I didn't do that. I should probably ask people in the chat, how is the audio? How is the audio? Do I sound much louder or much quieter than Liam and Pat? I need to know. They're saying it's 7 out of 7.
Yeah, that's probably important.
Check.
Well, that's Jake saying that.
Well, I guess we'll have to see. You know what? I could just play something. Yeah, they're saying I sound good. I'll play something, and we'll use that as a test. Let's see.
She made me do...
No, don't play the audio. I want to keep this a surprise. Anyway, okay, here we go. Don't spoil the title of this video, guys. Here, let's see. Now I can show off this cool little stream overlay. And here we go. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so...
Oh, hell yeah.
Here we are. Okay, so... Let me know, like, how this sounds. Like, is this too loud compared to everything else? Like,
she made me do
we're watching this video and we're talking over it.
With her.
Talking.
To the point
Talking about Crack Bandicoot, LOL.
I'd private it down like this when we were talking over
it.
Told
me to calm down, gave me a drink.
Crackhead Bandicoot?
I don't know what was in the drink, but I blacked out.
Anyway, let's just let the rest of this video play before we start.
She had both my legs over her shoulders, and she was numb sucking my asshole like there was no tomorrow. I tried to fight it. I tried to get away, but I was restrained. She told me that I liked it. She told me not to worry because she used the good jelly. The schmuckers. Nobody's paid me to confess this now.
Oh, Jesus.
And I've kept it under wraps for all these years because I knew that no one would believe me. No one would believe that Hillary Clinton ate my asshole.
Yeah. So, anyway, that was Hillary Clinton ate my asshole. I feel like during the election there was a lot of hateful rhetoric on both sides, you know, fucking emails and fucking, you know, like, pussy grabbing, but nobody was talking about this. This poor guy, Hillary Clinton ate his asshole.
Michael, your dad's YouTube channel's doing pretty well.
Yeah, I know. He's got like 150,000 views. It's pretty nice. Oh, you can't see it, but okay, 5.1K. Anyway, Let me pull up the STIMPYLAND playlist. So that's kind of important. Alright, let's see. Wait, what am I looking for? This one. Okay. So we've all seen this intro before. We're skipping this intro because it's gay. And we're just going to play. But yeah. Anything you guys want to say before we start?
Everybody go back to the CTR video where Michael gets all grumpy and upset at me for my internet cutting out, and go on that video and leave a comment calling him a boomer, because he's actually bad with technology because he forgot to record the last episode. So.
Yeah, and that was 2 hours of like really good content that we lost. But thankfully we got this from it. We got this, you know.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
Yeah. If this is a conversation, let the conversation begin. Let's begin.
Before I start this review off, let me just say that there's a reason I didn't score the Game Boy games. See, I didn't think I would really need to do this, as, well, they're on the Game Boy. A good game for the Game Boy might be a bad game for a console. Scoring these games implies that they should be compared to the console games, which they shouldn't. I'll give them scores anyway, but just remember that they are Game Boy.
This is something interesting that I make a big stink about, you know... I make a big stink about, what is it? Oh, you know, these are Game Boy games, so you shouldn't compare them to the normal games. But it's like fucking, you know...
Yeah, I'm really sorry I didn't give you my completely relevant out of 7 rating on these games.
Well, not only that, but here's the thing.
I really wanted to hear it.
It's just weird. It's just weird, though, because the reasoning is, oh, you know, they shouldn't be compared to the games that are being scored, so I didn't score them. But it's like, games that you are scoring shouldn't be compared either. Like, there's no sensibility in comparing Crash Team Racing and Crash 3, you know? Because one is a racing game and one is a platformer, you know? But you're putting them both on the same sort of scale, you know? If I said, I'll give a rating to any game no matter what, then it's like, you know, okay, then it's fair. You could rate any game, whatever. But, you know, it's like, oh, no, I don't... These games have to be rated the same way because they're similar. It's like, I don't know, I just don't get it, you know? I don't know why I decided to draw the line with the Game Boy games and not with any of the other ones, you know? I should have drawn the line when the number 7 appears on the screen because it's fucking stupid. But, you know...
I was gonna say, you decided they were worth comparing enough to review them in the same block of reviews.
Exactly. It's stupid. Also, I don't agree with these...
Like if you didn't want to do, like, if you didn't want to rate them in the first place or whatever, then there was no point of even looking at them at all. If you weren't going to give them scores, at least at the time, with how you were thinking back then.
Yeah, like, now it makes more sense for me to do that because it's like, you know, fucking, I don't score the games at all, so I'll just review whatever, you know. Yeah. Well, that was like when I did the Spyro reviews. And now if I were to review a game again, I definitely don't think I'd score it because I feel like that's just a waste of time. But that's my take. Anyway, yeah. By the way, you have an admirer in the chat, Liam. Look at that. Anyway, let's continue.
Games, not console games. Don't compare the two. I give The Huge Adventure a 3 out of 7, Entrance a 4 out of 7, and Crash Purple a 2 out of 7. Anyways, on with the...
So, that's something that I am, like, bothered by, is why did I give Purple a fucking 2 out of 7? You know, first off, why did I give it a number out of 7? Because that's fucking dumb. But putting that aside, fucking, why does Purple get a better score than Wrath of Cortex? You know? I don't know why I had such, like, a hate boner for Wrath of Cortex. Like, it's pretty mediocre and bland, but it's not the worst thing in the world. But fucking Nitro Kart. No, not Nitro Kart. Fucking Purple is, like, not even a video game. Like, it's barely fucking playable. You know, it's actually just a minigame collection that has nothing to do with Crash or Spyro. I shouldn't have even reviewed it. But the fact that I reviewed it and then gave it a score above Wrath of Cortex, it's like, the fuck is wrong with you? What's your problem? Anyway.
The review.
Jesus. This intro is really spastic.
Alright, I'd like to send a good message to the developers of this game. Dear Vicarious Visions, please stop trying to be Naughty Dog, and not because some incredibly attractive internet reviewer told you to do so.
I do like that.
Hell yeah.
Because you guys fucking suck.
That was a friend of mine on Skype made that for me. He did a good job. Whoever that was.
What is that picture of you from, though? It looks fucking old. Like,
it's like an old picture. I don't remember.
Pasty and shit, yeah.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. I got nice tits, though.
Internet reviewer told you to do so.
Obviously.
And look at that. I got nice tits, but look at my... Yeah, I look really fucking pasty and gross. But yeah. This was when I was still obsessed with Tara Strong, because this was before This was before, you know, she yelled at any Uber drivers. Because I definitely didn't like that. Anyway.
Because you guys fucking suck at it. Okay, wait, before I continue, let me make this...
By the way, it's really fucking weird that these guys are the ones that did Insane. And I feel like they did, like, an okay-ish job at that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small little preface. If you're some 9-year-old little kid who thinks that Crash Nitro Kart is better than Crash Team Racing because it looks better...
Like, this is retarded. This is really dumb. Okay, I don't understand this at all. Like, the point I was trying to make here. See, this is my big problem with my mentality during this time, is that a lot of people call back on it like fucking, you know... Oh, you know, what is it? Like, you would look at this and mistake me for, you know, being like... What is it? You would look at this and think, oh yeah, he's playing a character. You know? Like, he's playing this ridiculous caricature, you know, where it's just like, anybody that doesn't agree with me is a terrible person. It's like, you know... Yeah. Like, you would listen to that and normally think, like, that's such a ridiculous exaggeration. It's an obvious joke, you know? And that's the kind of thing I would do now. But this shit, it's like, you know... I think I was being completely serious. Like, I actually thought that my opinion had, like... It was the objective truth. You know?
Yeah.
It's like fucking... It was dumb. Whatever. It was really dumb. But yeah.
Makes it really
See, and the thing is, because I remember what I do... I show the guy's channel and the fact that he played one of the Kingdom Hearts games, and I'm like, look at that, you're a fucking idiot. It's like... It's just, it's just so dumb. Like, it's really, really dumb. I feel like I come off like the fucking idiot, you know? You know, if I were to make fun of this person now, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be like, you know, look, you play Kingdom Hearts, you fucking nerd? What I would fucking do is, I would just say, haha, your name has ejaculation. That's funny. You have ejaculate in your name, sir! You know? Because his name has coming in it. It's like, I'm coming... to your comments because they're pretty nice.
Better than I recommend.
Okay. Yeah. This is really good.
He's like because his YouTube channel.
No, because you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get revenge. This guy's gonna get his revenge on me because we're gonna look at my browser right now. We've got Google, Mega64, YouTube, Twitter. I don't know why I had Twitter bookmarked. I fucking despise Twitter. Gmail, for some reason. Steam. What? Red Letter Media. What is that? I think that's Emu Paradise? TAS videos. Like, a lot of these, I have no idea why these are fucking bookmarked. Because, like, I think I visited them, like, one time. Like, Did You Know Gaming? Yeah. Bookmarks, wikis, Crash Mania. Like, what the fuck is this? Anyway,
Google Calendar.
Now, I was looking at... Now, it's funny. Yeah, I was looking at the subscriptions, and something I noticed pretty funny is... Anarcho Collectivist Rants. Let's see if my cursor will be on the screen. Yeah, okay. Right here. Anarcho Collectivist Rants. This was a guy that actually did... What is it? He did... What is it? He did, like, just, like, regular rant videos just about, like, oh, you know, this YouTuber made... You know, remember the shitty-ass ranting community from fucking whatever year? You know. That shit. You know, people just making those random-ass rant videos. And,
there's a lot of fucking... That's kind of where the whole fucking booby streamer shit from, like, Twitch started. Because you'd have those fucking... What were they called? Like the callback fucking girls and shit that would just talk about fucking nothing and rant, and they'd have their hits out.
And he would do, like, rant videos, like, just based on, like, random people. And eventually he started to get, like, really political, and he was just, like, this ultra psycho fucking lefty, you know? Like, and so his channel name was not that when he started, and then he turned it into Anarcho Collectivist Rants, and I didn't even see it. And I remember seeing it way later, like, you know, one of his videos popped up, and I was like, the fuck is this? And I unsubscribed. You know?
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny. But, you know, someone could have pinned this on me and been like, Anarcho Collectivist Rants? Really? Are you a fucking psycho commie? It's like, no, I'm not, I promise. Yeah. You know, Pat, I think you said something like that. I'm pretty sure his name is even, it's different now, because he's changed it like 10 times. But yeah.
What did I say?
Yeah.
Didn't you say, Pat? Remember, you had a similar experience to what I had, you know? Because you stumbled upon this channel that you had been subscribed to for some reason. The guy's name was MONSTRO, and he was uploading these shitty little premieres, you know? It's like, the fuck is that about? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the point of that was, but yeah, anyway. And I don't recognize any of these other channels. Arcturus Dubstep. What the fuck is that? What is this? It's like, this is really weird. It's also weird to see this old layout. Like, what is this shit? But yeah, anyway, like, I highlight this guy, like, you're fucking stupid because you like Kingdom Hearts. You're gay, haha.
You turn this video off before I explain to you how much of a fucking asshole you are. Crash
I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's like, the joke actually was, you're just fucking wrong about your opinions or whatever. It's like, it's so dumb, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, the same company that made these games. Crash Nitro Kart was designed as the successor to Crash Team Racing. However, the game feels more like a cheap knockoff and less of a sequel. See, when we all started up the Wrath of Cortex for the first time, I'm pretty sure we all thought the same thing. Oh boy, a new Crash game!
And didn't I feel like this was like a mild ripoff of something you did, Pat.
Yeah,
right?
In my Bash review, I did something similar, yeah.
In like your old-ass Bash review. Probably much older than this, but yeah.
This is gonna be so awesome! I can hardly contain my excitement! This is gonna be the best Crash game ever!
Oh.
I do like that Red Letter Media clip, though.
So by the time Crash Nitro Kart rolled around, the initial shock of Wrath of Cortex wore off, and we were ready for a new Crash game. And I gotta say, the intro FMV to this game was fucking awesome. The animations look very nice, and the new models look good this time around. The overall presentation was very nice, and I gotta admit, even knowing the fact that this game would suck, I was still excited to go into it again. This intro was amazing, and is one of the best, if not the best, introduction to a Crash game.
I don't agree that it's, like, nearly the best introduction to a Crash game, but I will say that it is pretty cool. Like, it's kind of weird, and I don't know how I feel about it, but it's cool. And yeah, PatStrikesBack is here. He doesn't have much to say. He had everything to say during our fucking failed recording, but...
It was because I was drinking too much cock juice last night, and I could actually be funny. And now I just don't have anything to say about Nitro Kart.
Yeah, because this game is kind of whack. That's the thing. I guess this is something we should talk about then. Because something that we've been talking about in previous episodes is... I currently didn't... Until recently, I had no idea... As recent as when we recorded the last episode, I was bewildered by why I was explaining the story in these games. But then...
Yeah.
My friend John... Zigadox, not to be confused with Junior Nitro 24, who's another John. We have two Johns. You know, there's a lot of Johns. We have to keep track of all of them, you know? Big, long, thick, succulent Johns. Anyway, my friend John, Zigadox, he's the oldest person from, you know, this stuff. You know, back when I was doing the Let's Plays, I did them with my friend John. It was that John. Anyway, he was telling me, because he has a much better sort of memory than mine. He's, like, a lot more he's kind of got that, you know, that very precise, like, focused memory where he'll just remember, like, he has, like, a good, like, sort of detail in his memory that I just don't, you know? Like, I just forgot, like, most shit, you know? But he, like, remembers a lot, and he was telling me that apparently my reasoning was I designed these reviews for... This is what I told him, apparently. These reviews were designed to be watched by, you know, a newcomer, someone that had no knowledge of these games. They could go into this review and then have, like, a clear idea of whether or not they should play it, which is why it ends with my recommendation, you know? Or it ends with the score, which is really focused around, you know, like, how worth your time is this game. It was kind of aimed towards, like, a new person. But it was just really strange, because I feel like, you know, it's just weird, because I'm, you know, we were talking about this yesterday, yeah.
Was like people who had already seen their
Yeah, exactly. Like, I should have noticed pretty quickly that the people that were watching these reviews, they were, like, the people that were watching these reviews were not the people I had aimed towards, you know? Like,
yeah.
You know, it was clearly not the people I expected to watch, but they, you know, it's just strange, you know? Like, people, you know, it's all the fans were fans that had already played these games. Nobody was really being, or very few people were being exposed to these games for the first time, I feel like, you know? So it's weird because, you know, there's a lot of stuff I'm just giving, like, like, really weird verbose, we'll hear those in a bit, weird verbose retellings of the stories, you know?
Yeah.
But then, you know, it'll lack, like, basic things about the gameplay that, you know, like, some people might not know, you know? I'll get into detail on that kind of stuff later because it's going to come up in this review, but, you know, it's just weird.
Yeah, I think I said last, like, when we tried to record this the first time, I think I said it was weird that, and, like, it's not, like, happening, you're not explaining the story just yet, but it'll come up soon, but you kind of explain the beginning of the story and the setup, to all of the characters and everything, but then never elaborate on the story ever again. Where it's pretty pointless to talk about the story in the first place, but then you don't actually even go anywhere with it.
Yeah, it's really pointless.
Like, these are the characters, and this is what they're doing. Okay.
Sorry, I just wanted to sing some Primus. Anyway, let's continue with the review.
Crash and friends are relaxing on Insanity Island. All is well between the bandicoots when suddenly they are teleported away by a blinding bright light. Meanwhile, Cortex is contemplating with Tiny on ways to defeat the bandicoots.
This is what I'm talking about, where this... I'll let this play and then we'll talk about it, because it's really weird. Like, if you just listen to my choice of words, it's like I just used every big word in the fucking dictionary. You know, it's really weird. Like, fucking... It's no different than, you know, crashes on a small journey to receive the battery for his sister has requested for him to get. You know, it sounds like that. It's literally just using big words for the sake of using big words. It's like... I don't know, you know, it's really dumb. I'll just let it play, and you'll just hear, like, just listen to my choice of words, and you'll realize, like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. But, let's go.
And conquer the world. Cortex asks Tiny to go assist Engine in his lab, when suddenly they are teleported away by a blinding light. Crash wakes up from his nap to discover that his home has been teleported to the center of a large stadium. Cortex has also been teleported to the same stadium, and believes Crash to be guilty of sending them there.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What is that? Like, what is that?
You speak so fucking quickly in these videos.
I know,
man.
it's... First off, I burn through the text like a fucking maniac. And then it's like, what the fuck is that? You know? It's like, it's so weird. You know? Like, I didn't need to explain in that ridiculous detail. You know? Crash and Cortex are both taken away by the same blinding light. You know? It's... As it turns out, it was Emperor Velo the 22nd. You know? That's all I needed to say. And yeah, I'm talking at 1,000,000 miles a fucking hour. It's like, it's ridiculous.
When Cortex and the bandicoots go to confront each other, they are interrupted by Emperor Velo the 22nd, voiced by Stephen Bloom. Velo has summoned both teams to his stadium.
Steve Bloom voices everyone.
He travels all over the galaxy and challenges people to races. Hey, sound familiar? Velo has threatened that if Crash and friends cannot win the Galaxy Championship, then he...
Oh, wow. John's telling me that it was the 27th, not the 22nd. Did I say 22nd instead of Emperor... Let me see.
To confront each other, they are interrupted by Emperor Velo the 22nd.
Yeah, I say 22nd. Apparently it's 27th.
Well, for wanting to make your reviews a little bit more informative, there's a lot of misinformation.
What if I never played this game? How am I supposed to know?
Dude, like, you're gonna fucking just be absolutely just, you know, you're gonna go into this game and get all the wrong ideas, you know? Mm-hmm. Fucking...
Like, I don't know if I'm going to get a good handle on the controls or how to play against him in his boss fight if I don't know about the other 5, you know,
yeah, the other 5 Velos. Yeah, you gotta learn about those other 5 Velos. Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm fucked. Fuck it.
It's impossible.
Does anyone remember the open letter to Jeremiah Isaiah video? I do, and we will talk about that in between the reviews. Because what we're gonna do... Yes, so... you know, we're gonna look at the Nitro Kart. We're gonna do, what is it? We're gonna do, like, some questions in the chat, and then we're gonna do Twinsanity, and then we'll do more questions, and that'll be it. So I will definitely address that question then, assuming I don't forget, which I tend to do, but I'm gonna be scrolling up in the chat whenever I do that, so, yeah. Anyway.
Voiced by Stephen Bloom. Velo has summoned both teams to his stadium to begin a racing competition. He travels all over the galaxy and challenges people to races. Hey, sound familiar? Velo has threatened that if Crash and friends cannot win the Galaxy Championship, then he will destroy Earth. I have to say, when this intro played, I thought they played their trump card too early. This badass intro was the perfect mix of suspense, humor, and nostalgia.
Who's Trump?
I didn't think the game would live up to it. But, much to my surprise,
the Stimpy Trump
I was completely right. This game blows. The visuals of this game look excellent, and the models look very nice. And the music, while forgettable, is good. Well, there's just one problem with this game, and that would be the controls of this game. It's an issue of mechanics versus design. Does personable charm rise above satisfying mechanics? Well, in a lot of cases, yes.
Okay, so this is interesting. This is an example of more of the kind of weird verbose writing, because I said it's a case of graphics versus design, you know. No, did I say? Yeah. It's a case of...
That's not what you said.
No. That's not what I said. What I said was mechanics versus design. It's gameplay versus graphics, you know? And there's a case to be made, you know, how important is that? You know, for example, I feel like in a platformer, you know, something like Crash Bandicoot, I feel like the first game especially, the atmosphere is a big part of that game, you know? So, like, for that game to control better, but it loses, you know, a lot of the original sort of, you know, like, if like, say it controls better, but then the atmosphere isn't kind of as, you know, I don't know, it's just not as engaging, I guess. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but the atmosphere doesn't feel as good for whatever reason, you know? I feel like the game, you know, it's not as good as a result. You know, even though the controls are better, I feel like the design is really important. But in a racing game, I feel like controls are more important than anything else. You know, it's like a fighting game. You know, fighting games with good visuals, good visuals really, really help a fighting game. That's why I like Dragon Ball FighterZ so much. But the mechanics of the game are, like, the most important part. That's something that I would stand by. That's something that I would still stand by, except I just have a really weird, kind of dumb way of saying it here, where it's just like the examples are weird, and then just the wording doesn't make any sense. It's just silly.
You could forgive a game like Jak and Daxter or Croc for having stiff controls because the games had nice graphics and good music. These games definitely weren't perfect, but they weren't bad either. However, when you're looking at a racing game, it's an entirely different ballgame. Satisfying mechanics are the absolute top priority in a racing game. If Crash Team Racing's controls were even a little off, we would not hold it high above the crowds of Mario Kart clones. The graphics and music certainly do help CTR, but we don't play racing games to delve into Crash Bandicoot adventures like we would Crash Twinsanity. We play racing games to race, and the fact of the matter is, Crash Nitro Kart's controls are laughably terrible. Movement in Crash Nitro Kart comes without satisfaction or pleasure. It feels like it takes forever to gain speed, which is a real pain in the ass considering how fast you can lose it. You brush up against the wall once, and you lose so much speed. But unlike Crash Team Racing, you can't
drop all your
speed.
fucking speed on the ground and then can't fucking inject it.
Yeah.
I just remembered another thing we were talking about too, is you always talk about these examples from the game, but you never show any footage from it.
Yes! It's really weird, where it's like, you know, it's just strange, you know? It was, like, kind of excusable in the last one, because I just took footage from other people, but it's like, you know, I was insistent on recording my own footage, but I don't actually show any of the shit I'm talking about, which leads me to the conclusion that I was probably pulling a lot of this out of my ass, you know?
Yeah, probably.
Like, a lot of this wasn't actually based on my experiences with the game, and was just me coming up with shit to say that sounded kind of relatable, you know? Because, like, you know, it is just weird. Like, I just don't show their,
Quickly,
you know,
so you have to
footage
slowly
most of the
trudge
time.
through the race. You get hit with one item, and you're in last fucking place. This game
don't show that.
but instead it's slower than the fucking Last of Us. Upon starting a new game,
this is a weird
game should be
comparison.
fast, but instead it's slower than the fucking Last of Us. Upon starting a new game, you get...
See, I don't get that joke. I actually just don't go.
And you haven't even played that game, right?
This is some CGR Undertow bullshit with the random ass footage. I like that comment. Thank you. Anyway, what were you gonna say, Pat?
Oh, you didn't even play Last of Us, did you?
No, I didn't. There you go. See?
What the hell are you talking about?
I know exactly what I'm talking about at all times.
You get to choose between two teams, Team Bandicoot and Team Cortex. The character stats this time around are turning, speed, and acceleration. There's no all-rounder class anymore. What's cool though is that you don't need to worry about choosing, as each team is equipped with all three types of characters, and you can change your character whenever you want. Team Bandicoot is Crash, Coco, and Crunch. Team Cortex is Cortex, Engine, and Tiny. Of course, this introduces something in the races known as the teamwork mechanic.
Okay, so here's something weird I just realized.
Teamwork.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird fucking... You know, there's a lot of that shit. Like, I just don't know how to speak like a normal person. Something I should have probably brought up, and I don't know why I don't, but if you want to beat the game like you want to get everything, you have to play the story mode like 100% twice. You have to do it with the good guys and the bad guys. You know?
Yeah.
Which is just dumb. It's like, fuck off. You know, like, that's stupid. Like, I don't like that. You know? That's probably something that I should have brought up and criticized, but I don't.
Yeah, that is a bit
Also,
much.
this is very interesting. This is, I said earlier, there's there's like, you know, informative stuff that I could have said in this review that I didn't, and we're going to get an example of that right now. So I'll let it play, and then I'll talk about it afterwards.
Basically, in the race you have a teammate. If you and your teammate stay in close proximity, you'll start charging your frenzy meter. When the meter is full, you get an infinite set of items until the frenzy wears off. However, there's one problem with this. You're not allowed to attack your teammate. Well, obviously not, they're your teammate. But, if your teammate beats you in a race, you still lose!
So apparently, people in the chat can actually correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard from my friend Junior Nitro that this apparently depends on the version of the game that you have. That it depends on... I think it might even be within the PS2 a case where, like, the greatest hits version is different than, you know, the vanilla version. Yeah, and Toasty Man just says, you still win on my copy. Junior Nitro told me that apparently it depends on the version of the game that you have. So if you have, like, Black Label, it has that problem. But if you have the greatest hits label, then it doesn't. Or something like that. And I know for a fact I have the Black Label. I still have my copy from when the game came out. You know, like, a relative of mine bought it for me, and I was, you know, ecstatic and shit. Yeah, he says he has it on Xbox, actually, so yeah. Apparently, it's not a problem that the ports of this game has. It was, like, the original PS2 version, you know? Because, like, sometimes there is a disparity between...
Was on Xbox?
Yeah, it was.
Really?
Yes, yeah. He says, pre-greatest hits makes you retry the race, you know? But if you have the greatest hits version, it doesn't do that. So, that's interesting. And that's something that I probably... First off, I didn't know that, you know? So, it shows how, you know... If I was trying to inform everyone, I'm the fucking Crash expert. It shows how much I actually knew.
Shows how much you... well, not how much. It shows how little you really researched. For
yeah, exactly. That's what I said. Most of these, I should say, most of these were made, like, within a week. Like, I burned these out really fast. Like, and that's recording the footage, writing the script, posting the video. That was, like, a week of, like, actual effort. You know? And this was while I was in high school and doing shit like that. You know? So, yeah. And the PS2 always got the short end of the stick, someone asks in the chat. It's because the, what is it? Those were always, like, the first versions, and the other versions were always the ports. You know? And the ports, they actually have time to improve shit, you know? And when I said the greatest hits disparity, by the way, Spyro 3... that game has, like, a weird disparity between what version of the game you have. So if you have the Black Label version, which is actually the version that you get on the PlayStation Store for some reason, there's a few game-breaking glitches, and then a lot of the music doesn't play where it's supposed to. You know, a lot of the tracks are there, but they're not actually included. And then the greatest hits, like, fixes almost all of that. So, yeah. Anyway, Liam or Pat, did you want to say anything about that?
No, not really.
You're gay.
I was just gonna say it's a shame if you play Spyro 3 not on greatest hits because you miss out on the best song in the game, which is the Honeycomb Speedway music.
Best song in the game is Bamboo Terrace, but whatever. Anyway, let's continue.
Yes, that too.
Your teammate is more of a threat to you than the rest of your opponents. They're just an opponent who's impervious to your attack.
So this is another case of, you know, like, I should have mentioned that it actually does. It does fucking, you know, what am I trying to say? It fucking matters, you know? It's like, it's just, you know, like, what version you're playing on, that's, like, something important to actually point out, you know?
Well, did you even know that at the time?
And I didn't, you know, which shows how educated I was and how much research I did and shit like that, you know? Anyway, yeah.
Didn't even get the fucking 27th velo right.
Yeah, exactly.
This can make the races incredibly frustrating, because when your teammate isn't lagging behind in 8th place, they're driving straight into your ass and refuse to go away until you get lucky and drop a TNT on their head.
I'm glad we could see the footage of it.
Yeah, exactly.
There are only 13 tracks this time around, instead of CTR's 18. The levels are divided upon maps, each of which contains 3 tracks. After you race on the 3 tracks, you get to race a boss. If there's one thing I can definitely say this game does right, it's the boss characters. The boss races themselves suck, but the boss characters are the absolute highlight of this game. The boss's personalities are all unique. It was fun racing against them just to see their cutscenes and how they reacted to losing. The bosses include a shark that has ADD, an alien that has...
Jeez, you actually just say boss like fucking 10 times in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I want to hear that again. Yeah, I'd probably just go, boss, the boss is the boss. Man, it's the boss. The boss characters.
Personalities are all unique. It was fun racing against them just to see their cutscenes and how they reacted to losing. The bosses include a shark that has ADD, an alien that has multiple personality disorder, a robot that has OCD, and a monkey that's... just an asshole. The bosses were the most memorable part of the game for me, but the regular races were not memorable in the slightest.
Mental health awareness month, bro.
Problems with the tracks. They are, for one, way too long. Races can drone on much longer than they did in CTR.
I feel like this is bullshit. Like, I feel like the tracks in this game are not much longer than CTR. It's just the fact that the game is overall, like, slower. You know? Yeah. Because CTR, even though that game is really fast, it has a fucking really long track. Tiny Arena is like 3 minutes, you know? Even if you're going as fast as you can. It's like too goddamn long. But yeah.
Also, I've begun to notice something with the tracks in this game.
Oh, this is pretty cool. You know, look, I show these games, they are the same, and this section goes on for like too long.
Yeah.
Something that could be said about this, though, is like, you know...
I don't think you have to pause it here, because this is going to go on for a while, so you might as well just talk.
It's hard for... You know what? Yeah, okay, I'll just let it play. Fucking... I feel like this was probably more homage than just them being lazy, you know?
Yeah.
Because the implication is that they were being lazy, but I feel like this is kind of, you know, homage to the original game, you know?
Strange things are going.
It kind of helps. I like it too because it kind of helps the games to like feel connected, even though they're visually very different. You know. But like, oh, it does feel like another Crash Team Racing because you know you have like these little bits of nostalgia with all the old tracks.
Really
I like that.
strange things are going on here. The trophy races are a pain in the ass. The teamwork mechanic I mentioned already makes it a chore, but what makes it even worse is the fact that getting hit by only one thing causes you to fly back so far in the race. If you get hit by one missile, you're in last place. Keep in mind, I'm not
no footage of that.
I've had this game since launch, and I beat all of Oxide's times on CTR, and the fact that the trophy race for the first level is...
Dude, this is like... This is really
Please,
retarded.
guys, I swear I'm really fucking good at these games, okay? They're just bad. It's pretty good.
It's so dumb. It's like, I don't have to prove it to... I don't have to prove it to anyone. Like, it's just so dumb. Like, you could tell I'm just so fucking insecure about that. You know? Like, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Hard does not speak well for the rest. And then there are the CNK challenges, and fuck these. These are basically Nitro Kart's version of the CTR challenges, and they are terrible! You know what's worse than having to slowly trudge your way through a boring racetrack? Having to slowly trudge your way through a boring racetrack while collecting letters. The letters
that was very
are
XD.
hidden in good spots, though. The letters of CTR were normally found somewhere along the main path.
This is more bullshit, by the way. This really has been just me fucking saying, yeah, this is bullshit, this is wrong, this is wrong. Like, I've just been doing that the whole time. Because, like, so much of this is just... That's the thing, it's like... I feel like these videos got popular because they were, like, pretty competently edited, you know? Especially for, like, 2013. And I would say that I think I was way too hard on these videos later down the line, you know? But at the same time, the criticisms don't make any fucking sense. Everybody gangsta till the K from Thunderstruck shows up. Yeah, exactly. That letter is really fucking hard to get. No, fucking... you know... Literally level 1 of CTR in Crash Cove, they put a T in, like, the most retarded-ass place. You know?
Yeah.
It's, like, on the bridge to the boat or whatever.
Exactly, yeah. It's, like, you know, that's, like, incredibly out of the way of everything else, you know? It's just, like, it's so dumb. It's, like, whatever.
In this game, it feels like they deliberately drive you off course just to get the letters.
That thing they do in CTR?
Even if you can get the letters, you still have the challenge of completing the
I'm surprised
race,
you actually
which
showed
is a
footage for
fucking
that,
chore
though.
considering
Yeah.
how goddamn long it takes you to get moving. Some of these letter locations are ridiculous. Like on Thunderstruck. Fuck this. This goddamn level took me over 50 tries, and it was to get one letter. The controls of this game are absolutely atrocious. See, with CTR, I can comfortably pull off tricks like this.
This is more of my insecurity showing. Like, look, guys, I'm good. It's like
the
only
glitching this game.
It's like the only thing I'm good at. So fucking.
But when it comes to Nitro Kart, it takes me an abnormally large amount of tries.
I'm good at one thing, therefore the things I'm not good at suck.
Exactly.
A single shortcut or jump.
You know, like, and the thing is, I can like actually make a review of this game and be like, yeah, I don't think it's good. Here's why, without me spurging out and going, I don't like it. You know, I could like actually make like that video. You know, I could be like, yeah, I could actually do that. You know, like I can make like a proper review. It's
I think
I don't
we should
give a
just
shit.
like remake these reviews where you just go wee wee.
Hey guys, Crash Nitro Kart came out on the PS2, and it's not Crash Team Racing. I give it 0 letter out of 7.
Yeah, so I give it 0 popcorn shakes. Let's continue. Like, this is just me showing off how much I suck at this game. Because, like, I could do that, like, consistently now. You know? Like that shortcut. Whenever I play this game.
The relics in this game suck as well. I mean, I'd rather do a time trial on Jungle Boogie than do one on Coral Canyon or Mad Bombers, but is that really saying much? The controls suck so much it doesn't really matter. The boxes are put in such asinine locations. Often,
again, CTR did this too. This is not This is not a fucking...
Sometimes off the main path, requiring you to slow down
It's
and
not a
turn around and
CNK
reach them. And then there's the issue of the final boss. Fuck this final boss. I love Hilo as a villain, but as a boss, he is fucking aggravating. Get this for bullshit. The final boss takes place on a brand new track. Wow! Yes, I do know that Crash Team Racing introduced a new track late into the game, but they didn't make you fight a boss on it.
Dude, this is so, like, just... I just can't imagine giving a fuck about any of this. You know? I just feel like... you know what I mean? It's like, I just can't imagine caring about any of this now. It's like... I'm just fucking exhausted.
On it, it's hard. It's so fucking hard. But not good hard like Crash 2's Death Roots, but more like unreasonably hard, like Crash 3's Relics. Seriously, the last time I saw a final boss this fucking unfair, I was playing the Strider battle in episode 2. I mean...
Again, really weird, oddly specific.
Super relevant.
With no context at all. If you don't know, if you don't know what Half-Life is, or you've never played it, you'd have no fucking clue what you just said there.
It's just weird because, like, I don't understand this weird approach I had, because John told me, and I'm glad he told me this, apparently the approach was to introduce it to newcomers, but at the same time, I just have a ton of these obscure fucking references that they're not going to understand. You know? So it's like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, pick, you know?
Might as well alienate everyone.
Yeah, you know? Like, it's just weird because, you know, they just take up, like, a long, like... It's not, like, a minute long. I will do that sometimes where I'll go on tangents that are way too fucking long. But, like, you know, even that wasn't that long. But that's still, like, I feel like too long for just, like, a somewhat obscure reference, you know? Like, I'll give an example. I think I've talked about this before. But I'll just say it again. You know, like, the way I would incorporate, like, a little inside joke or something like that into a video like this now is what I did in the Crash Bandicoot, like, Can You Beat It Without Spinning video, where I just, you know, I said... Now on to the Shattered Fortress. I mean, the native fortress. Like, that's the whole joke. That's it. You know? It's like... So it's over in, like, half a second. And the joke is there's a Dream Theater song called The Shattered Fortress, which is a very good song, by the way. You should listen to it, but... Yeah. Anyway, let's continue.
For shit's sake, Wrath of Cortex's final boss was better than this. This game has a wide array
Yeah, it's almost like that was a
modes,
platformer and this was a racing
races,
game.
Arcade races, and even team races. There's also a number of games to choose from in the battle mode. It's all very nice, but there's just one problem. The controls still suck. I don't care.
Also, I don't know if you acknowledged it, Michael, but John wrote in chat, he said, like, when you talked about the Wrath final boss, you showed footage of Coral Canyon. And I'm actually curious. That could have been intentional. That might have been intentional.
What do you mean?
Because I know we're talking... you know, we're talking about how fucking... You talk about something, but then the footage you show is completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
But you know how you had the big fucking, like, massive hard-on for hating the fucking submarine levels in Wrath of Cortex?
Yeah.
So maybe when you said, you know, even Wrath of Cortex's final boss wasn't that bad, you showed Coral Canyon as, like, fucking LOL.
No, I think what I did was I just showed... Yeah, look, if you notice, I just show...
For sake, Wrath of Cortex's final boss was better.
This is just the footage I was playing the whole time, because I couldn't be bothered to cut between it. That's why I did that.
It's not the final boss.
Yeah.
This.
I like how it is just footage
wide
of
array
you
of
in submarine
multiplayer modes,
shooting in a
including
straight
versus
line.
races, arcade races,
Nothing.
and even
because that fucking level, it's like, I'll still do that when I play that game now. Like, it's just bullshit. It's actually just horseshit. But even still, I don't think Wrath is nearly as bad as I said it was. Like, it's really not bad at all. Anyway, whatever.
Team races. There's also a number of games to choose from in the battle mode. It's all very nice, but there's just one problem. The controls still suck. I don't care about the multiplayer because I can barely stand playing this goddamn game alone. Why would I want to make my friends suffer? In terms of graphics, this game actually looks...
Okay, this is, like, actually, I think, the most retarded part of this whole review. So I'll just let it play, and then we'll just make fun of me after, so...
pretty good. The levels look...
Okay.
Why would I want to make my friends suffer? In terms of graphics, this game actually looks pretty good. The levels look vibrant and colorful, and I would really like time to admire them. The problem? I can't in the middle of a goddamn race!
So I actually... Literally, the actual criticism is that the game looks good. That's like... Or it's a racing game.
Make it look good. I can't stop and look.
It's so stupid. It's like, what's the fucking criticism? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like, what's...
You're complaining that they made it look good.
Either I'm complaining that they made it look good, or I fucking am complaining. It's so dumb.
The game looks really good, but because it's a racing game, I can't stop and look at it. It's bullshit, man.
Like, the only thing, like, I should have said, you know, the only way to salvage this would be to say, look, I think that they should have spent less time on the visuals and more on the mechanics, but I don't even know that I would necessarily agree with that mentality now, you know? I don't know.
Plus, it doesn't really work that way in game development. The team that does the art.
Yeah, it's not that simple, you know? I had a very sort of childish view of game development where it's like, game goes in factory and comes out and I play it.
They push button, game, it come out.
Yeah, exactly, you know?
They push the Mac button and game come out.
I'm still waiting for Crystal's Wrath button to be pushed. When are you pushing that button?
It's a really big button, you know?
Yeah, it's a big button.
It takes like a double click, and you gotta like hold the control and all this other bullshit.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's like the actual complaint is that the game looks good, or the complaint is that it is a racing game. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're so stupid. Let's continue.
Character models look nice and so do the carts. In terms of graphics, I really can't complain that much. In fact, Crash Nitro Kart actually excels in this aspect. However, there's one bit that looks really bad, and that would be Uka Uka's talking head. Guys, this was okay back then because CTR was made in 1999. Not 2003. The voice acting is also good in this game.
I feel like that's not worth complaining about too much. Like, it's really not that bad.
What was the complaint?
Uka Uka's talking head, or Aku Aku's talking head. Like, they look dumb, you know? Because
I mean, it's obvious there is no attempt at lip syncing them, which is fine. I think it's funnier that way. Because they just go like fucking...
It looks like they did it the way they did the lip sync in Half-Life 1. Where it's just literally the loudness of the sound slapping
it's
the
just
mouth.
Fucking... Yeah, it looks like that. I don't care. Whatever. Let's continue.
This game is unfortunately the last game to have Clancy Brown's Cortex. While I do like Lex Lang's Cortex a lot, I will miss Clancy Brown.
Isn't it weird how, like, high-pitched my voice is, by the way? Like, I'm still, like, thinking about that now. You know?
I think it was, it was the highest pitch in the fucking Crash 1 review. That was fucking...
Yeah, that was adorable. But yeah,
I think you
now
still
it's kind
sound
of
exactly the same.
Well, fuck you, buddy. Hey, by the way, you're the one... You looked at my Crash 3 review and said, wow, great review, man. What the fuck were you thinking?
I don't think I said any such thing.
I'm pretty sure you did. I'm pretty sure you left a comment that you were like, wow, this is nice, or something like that, you know? Because I remember exactly what I did. This is, and I spoke about it before, but now I'll tell you. I want to know if you remember this. This was, when I made the Crash 3 review, it was already done. I uploaded it, and I uploaded it as a video response to one of your reviews. Because remember, this is when video responses were still a thing. Remember, they just got rid of that feature because nobody was using it. And, you know, and I think because of that, you actually saw the video. You know? Because I didn't want to be like, hey, man, look at my video on my channel. Because then you just fucking ignore it, you know, because why would you look at those dumbass comments? I hate getting those, you know? But then fucking, I did that, and you saw it, and you were like, hey, man, nice video. I don't know what was going through your head.
I don't remember. I don't remember the order of events of a lot of this shit.
I don't either.
Like, how did we all end up talking and all this shit?
I don't remember exactly. I don't remember who convinced me to use Skype, but one of you did. And yeah, that happened.
Well, you already had Skype by the time you were just fucking streaming like Ratchet and Clank one day, and you were taking in like viewer calls.
Yeah, and you showed up, and I liked you, Liam, so I kept you around because I like your accent.
Yeah, LOL.
Yeah, I don't
also,
remember.
you know, one thing that definitely doesn't look good in Nitro Kart, I'll post it in... I don't know if I can... I'll post it in this fucking call real quick. And I don't know if you can show it, Michael.
I could show it.
God fuck damn. It's just the Nitro Kart cover art. It looks so bad. I really don't like the way fucking Crash looks. Like, look at his dumb face. It looks like he's fucking jerking off, and he's like,
Yeah, he does look like he's coming. He's like, yeah. Okay. Anyway, now that we're done with whatever that was, let's continue.
my nerves. Oh, and before I jump to the next topics a lot, I will miss Clancy Brown. None of them really get in my nerves. Oh, and before I jump to the next topic, is it just me, or does this guy sound exactly like Muscle Man?
It weighed about 300 pounds and smelled like a pile of butts.
The soundtrack to this game
I don't even know why I made that reference, because I don't like that show that much. Regular show? It's kind of whack. Whatever, who cares?
pretty forgettable. It's good, just not very memorable. It's not gonna annoy you while you play it, but it's not gonna stand out either. This game doesn't have a custom theme for the bosses or arenas. There is one more thing about this game that annoys me, and that is the load times. This game takes...
Okay, this should be talked about. So this... I brought this up a while ago, and this is definitely the most egregious example of me ripping someone off. But...
Don't you mean atrocious?
Atrocious. It's the most atrocious example, yeah. So...
At least you don't have to worry about that pre-FICE.
Pre-FICE, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, fucking...
Because I think, didn't Pat talked about that when we tried to record this before, how, like, you know... There's like no grammar in the text you have on screen, but you said that you spell checked your scripts, which no one can actually see. It's like completely backwards.
Well, we'll get to that when we get to that. We'll get to that when we do the next one. I want to address this really quick. Fucking... Yeah. Okay, so fucking... This one. Yeah, so this is a almost one-to-one copy of a joke from... someone in the chat will probably remember me. I think it's the great Clement.
Oh, look, there's Toasty Man. He said Clement J64.
Yes. Yeah, so it was that guy. And he did a review of Sonic 06, and he did a joke nearly identical to this one. And he did it first, obviously. I copied him. And it was, you know, he was saying, oh, does the load screen seems not that bad? Well, let's sit through them and see how long it is. And then he fills up, like, you know, a bunch of his video. It just, that, I thought it was funny when he did it. But the thing is, I didn't look at his video, and this is just the way it went through my head, you know? And I do feel bad about copying him, but I don't feel that bad, because I never monetize my videos, and I still don't. So, just putting it out there. I don't monetize my shit. I can't anymore, by the way, because YouTube just fucking slammed down on shit, you know, but whatever. I'm getting off topic. Anyway. So what I would do is, I saw that, and I didn't say, that's my joke now. I think that's funny. What I did was... I fucking heard the joke, and I thought, like, oh, that's pretty funny. And I just kind of remembered it, you know? I just kind of stored it in the back of my brain, you know? And then way later, when I was writing this review, you know, I don't, like, think intensely about everything I say. I still don't, you know? Ideas just sort of pop in my head. I feel like that's how it is for most people, you know? And this idea popped up of, you know, oh, you know, the loading time joke. That sort of popped in my brain, and I was like, where'd that come from? That was just something that just spawned in my head, right? I didn't get that from anyone else. Yeah, I made that joke, and then I put it in the script, you know? And it wasn't until the video was done, when I watched it afterwards, where I realized pretty quickly, oh shit, like, I just copied that joke, like, verbatim, you know? Like, I just copied it word for fucking word, you know? And I just felt like an idiot. And the thing is, it wasn't something that I did, you know? I liked his content a lot, and I didn't do it to be like, fuck you, I'm gonna take your joke, I think it's you know, it's my joke now, you know? I just kind of did it. I thought it was funny. It was just kind of in my head, and then I just pulled it out later, you know? And that's why I wouldn't really be so hard on people that, you know, are accused of, you know, like, ripping off something like that, you know, when it comes to, like, one of these reviews, you know? Because I do believe, you know, I was a little confrontational with Jeremiah Isaiah about that one time, because I felt like he was doing that with my videos, which... in hindsight, I just feel like a massive hypocrite for doing so, you know? You know, people have pointed out a lot of similarities between, you know, Square-Eyed Jack's Enter the Dragonfly reviews and yours, Pat, but, you know, I'm pretty sure that's not something he'd stand by and defend now and say, like, oh, I did it, you know, fuck you, Pat. It's like, you know, because he was very open, he was very candid when he was in my comment section. He was talking about a lot of stuff, like, you know, he was very open, and, you know, he wasn't trying to hide any shit, so I really don't think that he would, you know, like, I don't think it's something that he would take a ton of credit for now, you know? Like, I feel like if you confronted him about that, he'd be pretty open about it. But...
I'm sure him and I have already talked about it.
Yeah, so, there you go. See? Exactly. What was I gonna say anyway? Yeah, so...
So funny stolen joke coming out.
Yeah, so I didn't do this consciously, but at the same time, I wouldn't go and just bring the fucking torches and pitchforks to anybody that does that, because it's like the chances are it was probably that it's something similar. They thought it was funny, they admire my content, and they just kind of put it in the back of their head, and then it came out later, and they're like, oh, I like that joke, I'll put it in, and they didn't realize until after the video was uploaded, because that's exactly how it happened to me, So, yeah. Anyway. Sorry for the long-winded, kind of rambly explanation, but I felt like it was kind of deserved. Yeah.
Forever to load. Now, it doesn't take as long as Wrath of Cortex does, but since Nitro Kart
You should have said all that while we were
it makes the load
watching it
times
load.
feel longer. Also,
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like, I'm just gonna be honest, I can't, like, watch and talk at the same time. It's very hard for me to do. Like, I can't have, like, stuff going on while I'm talking.
You might get confused.
Frequently. If you want to get into a race on adventure mode, you have to wait for the map to load.
Because I already get fucking confused when I fucking, like, when I'm just talking normally, I tend to lose my train of thought, because I'm retarded or something, Like, I'm always forgetting what I'm talking about in the middle of me talking about it, So, like, I can barely do that just by myself, so when the video's playing, it's like, forget it. Anyway.
Wait for the track to load. Wait for the trophy podium to load, and then wait again for the map to load. Some of you might say, oh, that isn't bad, you need to learn to wait. Oh, it's not? Then let's sit through that and see how fun it is.
And this is also just dumb, because it's, like, implying that fucking, First off, this goes
I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure his was, like, shorter. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure his was shorter. But, like, this is actually just 2 minutes. Like, it's actually just way too fucking long. Also, in between each of those fucking loading screens, there's gameplay, So it's not like fucking you're just sitting there uninterrupted for 5 minutes, It's like there's gameplay in between each one of those fucking, like...
You can make all loading obnoxious if you just play a whole game and then cut out everything that isn't loading.
Exactly.
And it's really strange that you have to, like, show people as well, like,
Yeah, I don't
like,
think anybody was arguing. Like, I don't think anybody, like, was seriously saying this to me, It was
It's like
just...
you're trying to pick a fight with somebody who doesn't exist.
I know! That's so much of these reviews are that. But yeah.
Did I interrupt my review with this big space of nothing? Guess what? That's the entire game in a nutshell. Crash Nitro Kart is the Crash Team Racing what Wrath of Cortex is for. While the game does look very nice and it sounds great, it falls short because of its horrible controls. Crash Team Racing feels responsive, fluent, and rapid, while Crash Nitro Kart feels slow, clunky, and restrained. If you're looking for a good racing game, I'd skip this and pick up a copy of Crash Team Racing. I give Crash Nitro Kart a 2 out of 7.
Hey, there it is.
I counted the fucking big numbers.
By the way, I had mentioned this during our first recording, but look at how, like, I'm pretty sure this isn't the Reupload. Just look at the shit quality of this image. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't know. Yeah,
like, did you not know how to crop in Vegas well?
I'm
Like,
pretty sure
why
I
did that
didn't.
get
Like,
pixelated?
it's, I don't know why it looks like this. Like, why does it look so bad? Like, look at just, like, all these, like, you could just see, like, you could see how fucking tiny this image was, and then it was just blown up, you know? It's like, what the fuck? It's like, that's not the Reupload, that's just the video,
We should make like an ironic shitty review like this where there's just really fucked up things like that. Like just like go into MS Paint, write 2 out of 7, and like make it like 32 by 32 pixels, and then stretch it out really fucking big to 1080p, and be like, "There's your rating."
There's the rating for the game. That'll be the Nitro Fueled review. Yeah,
Yeah, we should.
Everyone
fucking
wants to
put that
review
together.
Nitro
Like,
Fueled.
Let's just like do like
that.
a really fucking dumb review on purpose.
That's interesting.
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be pretty good.
Now, Crash does not look like he's doing well. This game could be the end of the line. Crash had a good run back then, but it looks like his glory days are over. Could Crash redeem himself with his next title, or is it game over?
Is it game over? It's like,
Game
wow.
over.
Hey, here's Gautier again. It's really weird to have this music in this video, but I like the music. Oh, this is something I want to talk about. Video thumbnails by
douche?
Ultimate Crash Channel.
Who could that be?
That is
douche?
that is our friend Jake, Bitmap in the chat. He was the one that made the old thumbnails.
Bitmap,
You know, he was very kind to. He was very kind to he compiled, like, because he had all the old thumbnails lying around, and he compiled them for me and put them in a folder and sent them to me. I'm going to put them together in a little video, and I'll also just give the thumbnails out, because I notice a lot of people that have the Reuploads, they actually have, if you could see it on the stream right now, let me see. If you see over here, you know, they have, like, you know, unique thumbnails made for these videos, you know? Like, these were not the original thumbnails of the videos. So, yeah. So...
I mean, whoever owns this channel, are they still around?
I think
Like,
so.
you know,
I don't know.
them? Like, if you want to be like, hey...
Well, hopefully they'll see this video, or there's enough people in this stream, or later down the line will be watching this when it's recorded, and they'll just say, hey, you got the thumbnails now. You know, that'll be soon. That'll be a little while, yeah. So yeah, Jake sent me a huge folder of fucking stuff, you know, just like old STIMPYLAND shit, so I compiled a lot of that together. So, you know, for anyone that has the Reuploads, you'll be able to have the original thumbnails now, so... All of them, I think, from this period were restored, you know, were recovered by Jake. And then I have a few of them myself. So, yeah. Huge thanks to Jake for doing that. So that was really cool.
Didn't you say, like, in the chat for the premiere of the GBA games, you said you found a script from something?
Oh, I did. I found the script to the Crash Team Racing... What was it? I found a script to my Crash Team Racing top 15 tracks. What is top 15? Worst to best tracks? I did find that. So I might do something with that later. Which is interesting, because I don't have the scripts from any of the rest of the STIMPYLAND shit, but I have the scripts from that for some reason. It's really weird. Anyway. Yeah. We walk the plank with our eyes wide open. By the way, Eyes Wide Open, there's a really good music video out of that song, and I would definitely recommend anyone into that shit, into clay, you know, clay animation, stop motion.
Again, it's like poetry. So
Clay animation?
Clay animation, yeah, exactly. By the way, this is like, this is the one funny joke in this review.
Lots. Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme, every stanza kind of rhymes with the last one.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully it'll work.
See, that's like the one funny joke in this whole fucking...
Another joke from last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna go full George Lucas and digitally remove all the R7 ratings.
I've gone through that phase. I'm done with that now. Anyway. So someone did ask in the chat, you know, about Jeremiah. We'll answer some questions in the chat now. So, chat, if you got any questions, just ask them now, and we'll look at those, and then we'll cover Twinsanity, you know, as soon as we're done with this. What I wanted to say first was, regarding Jeremiah Isaiah, you know, him and I have had a lot of beef in the past and stuff like that. I really regret the way I acted. I spoke to him, and last I remember speaking to him, I don't think he was, you know, super proud of the way he's acted either. But, you know, we've both made up, you know, and we're both pretty cool now, you know.
Yeah, they both made out.
I don't have any malice over him, you know, copying my reviews, because it was stupid of me to ever get mad at him in the first place when I was totally guilty of doing that as well. You know, like, I was guilty of, you know, ripping off a joke. I didn't do it intentionally, but still, you know, I had ripped off someone, but meanwhile, I'm telling him, oh, you ripped me off. It's like, you know, like, look, unless you're willing to just acknowledge, like, yeah, I did rip someone off, and, you know, like, I apologize for it, and I could say, hey, you know, it's not cool that you ripped me off, but, like, I didn't. You know, it was just weird. You know?
At the end of the day, none of us are all that original, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really dumb. So yeah, I'm really not proud of that. But you know, I spoke to him about it, you know, and we've made up. So I hope that he's not going to be too upset with us for what I'm about to do now. Jeremiah, you know, don't roast him over this, because I doubt that he's incredibly fucking, you know, I doubt that he's super, you know, happy with these fucking, you know, with his reviews. You know, his like old reviews, I don't think they're around anymore either. I doubt that he's really fucking happy with them, you know, because I'm definitely not with mine, you know. But this was just something that we thought was funny. Was in one of his reviews, he's reviewing Crash 2, and he does something very similar to something I do in this video, actually, where he just has this really weird, overly verbose way of explaining things, you know? I'm not about to roast him over that now. I'm not about to say, wow, look at how terrible your video was, because I don't think he's going to rush to its defense. But, yeah, he fucking said, and I remember it word for word, crashes on a small journey to receive the battery for his sister has requested for him to get, which is just like not the English language at all. That's just not even.
It's pretty catchy though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because Pat made a little remix of it, which I'll play in a bit.
Out of appreciation.
Yes, out of appreciation and respect for Jeremiah
That
Isaiah.
went along with that one.
Anyway, let's see. I have to pull this up wherever I have it. Fucking. Where did I put it? Let's see.
It's in your ass.
Mm-hmm. I have it somewhere.
You just gotta pull it out of your diaper, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Just reach your hand down your diaper.
I think if you look in wait, did I send that to you on Discord recently?
I feel like you did.
Or did you already? If you just look in our massages.
I feel like I should have it. This won't take me long. In the meantime, while I'm looking for this, what if you guys just check out the chat, see what they're saying?
I started watching the channel from the Let's Play, and watched the reviews later on, but I wish those Let's Plays with Ian and all that got saved, because I remember really liking them at the same time.
I do wish that I had those too. Those were a lot of fun. But I don't have them anymore, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it seems like
So
most of the videos that got archived.
Yeah, if you could get that for me, thank you. I don't know where I put it.
Yeah, most of the videos that were archived were just Michael's Crash Bandicoot reviews and like the Spyro ones. Because I don't even know if were the SpongeBob ones archived.
The SpongeBob reviews, yeah, they were.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no one ever really archived any of your other like fucking one-off videos.
Yeah,
and
which
stuff,
is a shame. I wish I had those around because I really like them. You know.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, the Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, like those series of reviews were like your most popular and people went to the most, I think.
People got some questions for you, Pat. Are you planning anything?
Regarding what? Like just videos?
Videos, I guess. Yeah, Nitro asks, what videos are you planning? If you're planning any.
I don't really have any plans for PatStrikesBack, like reviewed stuff. I don't really have a whole lot in mind. All the games that are coming out are remakes, so there's nothing to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. All right, so here it is. Anyway, folks, let me turn this back on. Well, you don't really need to see it, but here it is. Look at this. It's a little white bar. This is On a Small Journey by Pat. So,
no, it's by Jerry.
By Jeremiah Isaiah, I mean, yeah. So I'll mute us.
Arranged it.
I'll mute us and I'll let the song play. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
So now I gotta mute myself. Hello, chat. I'm a boomer. Anyway, enjoy this.
Yo, what is up, everyone? I'm Jeremiah Isaiah. I didn't want to do this, but I'm gonna have to fucking do it. Press, just on the small journey. Just on the small journey. Press to receive the battery for his sister has requested for him to get. Press, just on the small journey. Just on the small journey. Press to receive the battery for his sister has requested for him to get. Whoever the fuck, whatever. One of Sony's developers. We're gonna keep Crash alive. We're gonna have faith in this fucking franchise. And I'm gonna call this person out right now. I'm gonna call you out right now, Jake. Press, just on the small journey. Just on the small journey. Press to receive the battery for his sister has requested for him to get. Press, just on the small journey. Just on the small journey. Press to receive the battery for his sister has requested for him to get. I'm Jeremiah Isaiah, and I'm out of here.
So that was that. Yeah. So that was that. Now chat's gonna get to hear something very special. There's a bug on my wall, so I'm gonna smash it right now. Check this out.
Hell yeah.
There's a bug on my wall. I'm gonna smash it with a book.
What book?
A lovable orange marsupial is on a minuscule quest to retrieve a power device of his sister Coco Bandicoot.
Sorry I had to hear that, chat. Alright.
I still think we need to make a shitty review where everything about it's bad and everything's explained in really weird wordings and is like overly
Verbose, yeah.
Gross.
No, yeah. So the thing is, that was never actually put out publicly. That was always just like a meme between like us, like in our little friend group. We just thought that was funny. So this is the first time anybody's heard it. And I'm really glad that the chat seems to be very into it. That's good. Yeah, fucking it's just really stupid. What the fuck was that little beat? It was so weird. Like, what was that? It was so strange.
I just hit some keys and was like,
it's like, this is a beat.
3 minutes later, it's like, here we go.
It sounds like he's on a small, because the name of the song is Jerryoni on a Small Journey. You know? Or that's like the file name, at least. Or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, Jerryoni Pepperoni, he's on a small journey. It sounds like he's on a small journey, though. Like, you know, wop, 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 wop. Like he's, you know, trucking along. You know, he's getting by.
Along.
Yeah.
It does have that kind of like, you know, marching kind of cadence to it.
Exactly. That's pretty great. Yeah, so hopefully he enjoys that. He's probably going to look at that and be like, what the fuck is this? He's going to be like, the hell is this shit?
Knowing what I know about him, I think he would think it's funny.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
No, because I've spoken to him like not too long ago, and we were very friendly. I enjoyed talking to him.
Yeah.
Were you gonna play the inverted one?
Oh yeah, I have that too. Okay.
You also have that others one.
Yeah, let me see. Which one? What other one?
The fucking Scrubs theme.
I'll play those after we do Twinsanity, actually. Alright, chat, you got any questions? Because we're about to get into Twinsanity.
I was gonna say, let some questions roll in real quick. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Sounds good. Yeah, okay. So you got any questions?
There's more people making the Crashes on a Small Journey thing.
Crash Bandicoot and Eastern Bard Bandicoot actually is on a relatively small journey and is to basically
you just added the word actually
battery.
in there, but that's okay.
No, look, Toasty Man. Crash Bandicoot and Eastern Bard Bandicoot actually is on a relatively small journey to basically retrieve a laptop battery for his sister, who essentially is also an Eastern Bard Bandicoot, who is actually fairly significant. Nice. Yeah, very interesting. Okay. Michael, can you call it Transanity from now on?
No. Storm934 asked, what do you think of Nitro Kart now? That's an actual question.
It's alright, I suppose. It's not the worst game ever. It's probably better than most Mario Kart clones still. That being said, I don't think it holds up towards CTR at all. But I don't think the original CTR can be topped anytime soon. Even with Nitro Fueled, which I am looking forward to, but I don't think it's going to top the original. Even with all the content they've added, and it's probably just my personal bias because I've been playing the game for so long and I speedrun it and shit like that, you know. I do that. Oh yeah, and the Boom Bang review, because people were asking about that. The Boom Bang review, yeah. So I had a Boom Bang review, which wasn't really a review. It was just like a weird little, like, meme video. I remember pretty clearly I was eating smart food, white cheddar popcorn. I was eating that, and I said, what is it, I was eating that, and I was saying, you know, oh, this game, it's fucking, you know, I don't know why people expect me to say so much about it, you know, it's just some shitty-ass party game. Obviously it sucks, you know? Which is just like, I wish I had that mentality with fucking, you know, Crash Purple, because it's the same fucking thing, you know, like, I get the meme, it's like, oh yeah, you know, I don't want to review Boom Bang, because it's, like, barely a video game, you know, but, like, I don't know why I extended that to Crash Purple. It's just really weird. It's like, the games I chose to talk about just were, like, really fucking arbitrary, you know? It was just, like, oddly specific, and I don't really get it, which is why I'm against kind of doing that shit. Anyway.
You didn't even talk about any of the sick mobile games either.
Yeah, exactly,
Such
you know?
a shame.
Yeah, I didn't talk about, you know, Crash Island Hoppers or whatever. Fucking, who cares? Anyway, thoughts on Spyro 3 now. Well, I'm still not crazy about the original Spyro 3, but I think, at least from memory of my original review, I remember being way too hard on it. That being said, I'm still not a crazy big fan of Spyro 3. I definitely prefer Spyro 2. I respect them so much for the sheer amount of content they managed to pack into one disc. I don't know how the fuck they did that, you know?
You talking about Spyro 3 specifically?
Oh my god, look who it is. You're our gay. You made me make a Twitch account. Fucking our good friend Raphael, who I've talked about a few times. Yeah, everyone has to be nice to him because you make me too hard. Yeah.
How did you make him do that? That seems pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you forced him. You held him against his will.
Yeah, he's
I was gonna say though,
he's a good friend of mine. Everyone be nice to him. Fuck you, Raphael. Yeah. They all said it's with an F, but yeah, and everyone says fuck you, Raphael, but it's with an F, not PH. Anyway,
well, no, I was gonna say with the Spyro 3 thing, is that Spyro 3 on the Reignited trilogy is much better.
Yeah, I like sure even though the game apparently has some bugs, I didn't run into any. I think it just depends on the person, honestly. You know, some people ran into a lot of bugs, some people didn't. I barely had any bugs.
It's funny how many bugs have surfaced in Reignited though now.
Yeah, a lot.
There's like that whole fucking.
Thanks for clarifying what you were eating in that review, by the way. Someone says about the Boom Bang video. It's like that's such a weird fucking detail to give them, but I just remember that for some fucking reason. Anyway, what were you saying, Pat?
Well, it's just funny with the Reignited glitches because I did go to an interview over in it's like in Minneapolis. It's not in Minneapolis, but it's like I did go to Activision's QA offices for an interview, and like I met the people that were like the QA lead for Reignited, and it's just funnier now with how many bugs there are, like knowing them.
Like they're probably like, you know, the fucking meme where their hair is thinning out and they're like crying, you know? It's like that. Like just fucking they're mortified by all these goddamn glitches.
The reason Spyro 3 is much better in Reignited is because a lot of the vehicles and a lot of the other characters just have much tighter controls than they ever did in the PS1 games. They actually kind of spent time on that. And a lot of them feel pretty good to use.
Ralphie wants to know why we're looking at Jorge Lucas.
It was the last fucking frame of that review. We're going on to fucking Crash Twinsanity now.
A game I might actually have something to talk about.
Yeah, so now we'll be talking a little more. Anyway, let's do it. We have waited long enough. Oh, so something that should be addressed before this starts is I'm going to do this. Ew, this music. Okay, anyway. If you watch my reviews regularly, click here. If you click here, nothing happens. That's something else we have to include in our, like, shitty fake video is fucking... It says click here and it doesn't do anything.
Like we didn't realize they got rid of annotations.
Click here is just, click here before watching the review. I should really just put that in like a video at one point. Like, click here for more details, and it just doesn't do anything. It just pauses the video.
Click here to buy my merch.
Yeah, exactly. I should do that. But anyway, so this is something funny. I misspelled preface again. It's preface. It should be preface. That's how you spell preface.
Because you were saying how you spell check your scripts.
Yeah,
shit that people don't see, and you can just read however you want.
Yeah, but the fucking actual shit in the video
you put on screen.
Look, here, I'll give my excuse now. I'll give my reasoning. This is why I did that. Okay. No, what was I saying? In Sony Vegas, it doesn't like tell you when you got spelling errors. You know, there's no spell check in that shit. But, like, in the fucking, like, you know, Microsoft Word thing, whatever I was using, you know, Open Office, I think it was, it's there, you know, like, it will tell you when you spell shit wrong, you know? Anyway, so I would just I would say, like, oh, yeah, fix all the words here, but then in the Vegas one, I was like, I'm so fucking smart, I don't need to listen to how to spell things wrong, you know? I ended up coming out looking like Raphael, I spell everything wrong, you know?
Yeah.
Let's continue.
The Crash series has been getting...
Whoa! Fucking loud. Yeah, so...
Crash! Is this the one where you say bash really loud as well
bash!
At some point?
Yeah, I do. Just You'll hear it. Let's see.
That's another thing we need to incorporate into our shitty review.
It's just like
The audio is like always like.
yeah. Oh, so what?
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. So what this was alluding to was I replaced the review score, like, I kind of changed it a bit. So it still is, like, kind of the dumb out of 7 thing, but now each one, you know, because each number had a title associated with it, which I think was the more important part, and by this point I had kind of realized how stupid it looks, having a number out of 7 appear on the screen, you know? Like, so what I did was I just changed it so that it's just the title, it's just the name, you know, of the rating. So, you know, it would say 4 out of 7, you know, the fucking relatable number of 4 out of 7, and it would say average beneath it. Now it will just say average in the center of the screen, and there's no associated number with it. Although, like, you could keep that number in your head, you know? So,
If you're really reminiscent of the classic out of 7 rating system.
hey, there's probably someone in this chat that is. Who knows? Anyway.
I mean, I think it's funny because of how fucking
Yeah.
stupid
The
it
Crash
is. I don't know if
series
anyone
is
was ever like, this is a really good way to critically rate something.
I thought it was a good idea for some fucking reason, because I'm retarded. Yeah, anyway.
rough treatment as of late. Crash had reached the height of his popularity with Crash 3 and CTR. However, his games began to decline in quality after that. Bash still held up,
Like, what is that?
There it is. Mesh still held up.
Yeah.
but Wrath of Cortex was, to put it lightly, below average, and Crash Nitro Kart was just a mediocre attempt at recreating CTR. What the series needed was something new. Previous installments had been clinging to formulas that had already had the life squeezed out of them, games that didn't even need sequels. The series needed a new and refreshing experience. As a result of all this, Crash Twinsanity was born.
And this is all. That's also just weird, because fucking. What was I gonna say? I was just distracted by Raphael's
that
retarded comments in the chat.
The fact that Twinsanity was born.
Yeah, the fact that it was birthed. Yeah,
Vagina.
orgasmic birth. Yeah, it was just born. Fucking no. The whole thing that I just. It's like, this is all a great build-up for what is a really mediocre fucking game. Like, it's really just average. It's so fucking plain, this goddamn game. You know?
I think what you were trying to do was like keep like a more positive, unbiased opinion at the start, so then like you can get pissed off throughout the video.
The Twinsanity disc shot out of my vagina at light speed. Fuck yeah.
Mach 10 at sudden speed.
Yeah.
Video game shoot out of the pussy. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
My father was
Twinsanity
reincarnated as Crash Twinsanity.
Okay, so this is really weird. It took me a bit of thinking last night, but I remember pretty clearly that this was from the fucking Yogscast for some reason. A really old Yogscast Let's Play of fucking Minecraft of all things. It's just weird the fucking clips I used, you know? It's like I'm some fucking obscure YouTube pooper, you know? Goddamn. Listen to this shit.
Crash Twinsanity was developed by...
Oh my god! No!
Oh, wait, it's...
Yeah, that's from Yogscast, I'm pretty sure. Remember? Because last night I was like, who made that shitty-ass game? And I remembered. It was Yogscast.
Who made that shitty ass game? Yeah, it was Yogscast that made that game.
No, you know, they had that Kickstarter game that was, like, a failure. You know, they didn't...
Did they actually?
Yeah, fucking... I was talking about Daniel
okay.
Libertson in the last episode. It was that guy. And it was fucking...
Oh,
You know, he does, like, that shit, you know? And he talked about...
a shitty game on Kickstarter.
Yeah, anyway.
developed by Traveler's Tales Oxford Studios. Yeah, for some reason, Traveler's Tales is in the developer's name, even though the Traveler's Tales that developed Wrath of Cortex has nothing to do with it. I'm just gonna call them Oxford Studios from now on. Crash Twinsanity is a very interesting...
I like how you're
little
getting
gem.
so
It's got-
like up in arms about a different branch of a studio.
yeah.
Look at that tight pussy, by the way. Look at that. That's pretty nice.
It was made by Rockstar North.
Yeah.
It's not Rockstar East or whatever.
Anyway,
Rockstar West.
Why are you looking at Nina's diaper?
it's pretty hot.
got its fair share of positives, but also negatives. This game has had tons of mixed opinions. Some, like Gadgetron Watcher,
Gadgetron Watcher, that's a little black kid. And it was just weird. For some reason, I was, like, really fixated. Like, I don't know. It's weird because I said I was a fan of his. And I don't fucking remember that at all. Like, that is completely fucking news to me. You know, and fucking, like, what is it? And I remember later on, I was like a dick to that kid, and I feel bad about it. Like, I really was just basically like a fucking bully, and it was really gay, and I'm not proud of that. So yeah. Of course, I doubt he gives a shit now. Pretty sure he's gotten over that. You know, he's had 6 years too. I think he'll be okay, but still, I feel shitty about that. But whatever.
The game is unfinished and isn't even worthy of being called a Crash game. Others, like this creepy asshole, have gone on to say that it's the best Crash game ever, and that no installment has lived up to the caliber of this one.
One thing I could say that I still think that's kind of like, you know, dumb, that I just point out one specific person, but to be fair, I don't think, like, I show his, like, just his little avatar pretty quickly, and I don't actually show any clips of his videos, you know? So, like,
I'd say that it's the best Crash
that's
game
like
ever,
okay,
and
I
that
guess.
no installment has lived up to the caliber.
Really, all you did was show like a bad drawing of
being called a
Tails.
Crash game.
Yeah.
Others, like this
Well, if you look here, fucking, what is it? You can see his name here, but it's like fast enough that you can't really tell, you know?
creepy asshole have gone
You
on
know?
to say that it's the best Crash game ever, and that no installment has lived up to the caliber of this one. I think both opinions are a little extreme, as I tend to fall in the middle. Let me get the story out of the way first, since I don't know what I'm doing. Coco was playing around
And there was that, where you just get odd examples of, like, self-awareness.
You must have known that going into this much stupid detail about, like, backstory and shit that nobody's gonna give a fuck about. You must have known, to some extent, right?
I guess, but there was just...
because
I don't know
in the
what
Game
I'm doing.
Boy ones, in the Game Boy fucking things, you're like, I don't need to talk about the story of the Game Boy games. Oh, it was, what was it, the fucking Huge Adventure?
Yeah.
You're like, the story doesn't matter in this game, so who cares? And then you go on to fucking talk about the story in the same video with the other Game Boy one. It's like, the fuck was the point of saying that the story didn't matter? Yeah. And like I said, like, you probably notice if everyone in chat remembers watching the Nitro Kart video, you know, he talks about, like, oh, they all get teleported, and then there's Emperor Velo, and they have to race to save their planet or whatever. But then he doesn't, you know, there's no mention of the story ever again. And I'm pretty sure it happens in this review as well, where you talk about the start of Twinsanity's story,
yeah,
but then you never elaborate on it further. It's just, here's how the game's set up. Okay, now fuck the story. Let's talk about
it's just
how much
stupid.
I hate the music.
I just don't get it.
You don't even talk about how the game ends or anything?
Yeah. It's like, the thing is, I should only establish, you know, the only reason it's worth bringing up the story or whatever, it's like, oh, you know, the basic premise of the game, you know, like, Crash and Cortex have to put aside their differences because a greater threat appears. It's these two weird parrots, you know, that's all I have to say about the story. You know, that's it. You're done talking about the story. You don't need to go into any more detail, but instead it's fucking this weird, minute little picking apart of the story, but it's also dumb because it's not fucking funny, you know? Like, in the Huge Adventure one, I go into this, like, really weird detail, but it's kind of funny because, you know, it's just kind of ridiculous. It becomes apparent pretty quickly that it's just weird because fucking, you know, oh, I'm fucking, you know, like, oh, you know, the black hole is formed when the fucking, I'm explaining how black holes work as I'm talking about the story in a Crash Bandicoot game. You know, that's kind of funny. You know, it's just like, I just don't get it. You know, it's just weird to just, and it's so weird, like, just the level of detail that I go into when it's really not needed, and there's stuff that I just overlook, you know? Like, fucking, something that I think is funny is the fact that Cortex is fucking cross-dressing here, and he basically just stole her clothes. But I don't talk about that, you know? I was like, I bet fucking Jason Rubin was, like, really getting off to that, you know? He probably thought it was the greatest thing ever, you know? I'm Jason Rubin, and I'm gonna bang...
Rubin.
Yeah.
I want to bang your sister.
Yeah. Let's continue.
on Insanity Island. Suddenly, Cortex shows up and stuns Coco with his ray gun. Cortex then dresses up as Coco and goes to Crash, who is relaxing on the island. Cortex tricks Crash into following him to a part of the island where he plans to ambush Crash, and, surprise surprise, ambushes Crash there. Cortex and Crash fight, when eventually Crash wins. Cortex then calls on Engine to help in piloting the Mecha Bandicoot to combat Crash.
And retrieves
when Crash
the battery
defeats
for
the
which
Mecha
his
Bandicoot,
sister
the
has
explosion
requested
causes
for him
Crash
to
and
get.
Cortex to be knocked into a hole leading underground. Crash and Cortex
Like, what
play
is this
Super Monkey Ball
stupid
until they return to the
detail?
island. They are then greeted by the evil twins, two mutated parrots that come from the 10th dimension. The evil twins threaten that they will destroy the entire island. Crash and Cortex must put aside their differences and stop the evil twins. Crash Twinsanity is a more open-world Crash game. Crash
Were
is
you
abandoned
stealing
the warp
footage in
room.
this one too?
Who?
Were you stealing footage, or was this all stuff you recorded?
This was my recording. You could tell because it looks
What
like
the
dog
hell?
shit.
I was gonna say, what the hell happened to that like FMV with the twins showing up? It looks completely blown out and garbagey. What is that?
I may have actually taken it from someone else. Because I remember my copy of Twinsanity, which I don't have anymore, but I remember what is it? I remember in my copy of Twinsanity, like the disc was scratched, so a lot of the FMVs wouldn't play, so I probably had to take them from someone else. And yeah, this looks really fucking disgusting. Here it is.
Twins. Crash Twinsanity is a more open-world Crash game.
Yeah, someone saying they can't post the N-word in chat? I think that's a fucking Twitch thing. I don't think that's...
Yeah, it's Raphael. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, it's. I feel like that's
It's
Twitch.
automatically blocked. It's automatically blocked on any channel, every channel.
Yeah, that's
I'm pretty
shitty
sure.
and gay, and it's a fucking Twitch thing. Just say Nibber instead. That works. Anyway.
Crash has abandoned the warp rooms and has instead decided to go for a more Jak and Daxter style open feel. Instead of having to select your level among a menu, you instead just go along an open but also linear path. The levels of Crash Twinsanity are not accessed via the classic warp rooms, but now good old-fashioned exploration. The game starts on Insanity Island, and you're given a nice wide open space to get used to the controls. Crash controls considerably well. You've got your spin, your slide, the ability to double jump, and a body slam.
Okay, so this is another example of me not showing any fucking footage at all. It's literally just me running around breaking boxes and playing with a fucking tree.
Crash feels
Not even a
much
joke.
tighter here than in the other games.
You should
don't
probably
move
change
in the air
your
with any real
thing to
sort of
Twinsanity, by the way.
Who cares?
On Twitch. Oh, okay.
Who gives a shit? No, I'll do it. Hold on. Where's... Oh, I don't even have that fucking open. Hold on. Check this out. Look at this, chat. You get to see yourselves. There you are. Look at that. Fucking... Let's see. What am I looking for? Oh, yeah.
Alright, let's look at Mickle's bookmarks. Jeez.
I barely have anything. It's just YouTube, NordVPN servers, speedrun.com, Twitch, eBay, Messenger. All stuff I actually visit.
What was the last thing you bought on eBay?
Japanese Crash 3, which I own.
Can we just not watch Twinsanity review and just like look at your eBay buy history?
Yeah.
It's just Japanese copies of the Crash games. That's all it is. I'll show, actually. Hold on. Check this out. Fucking... I don't think I told you about this pack. But look at this. Fucking... Let's see. Just look at the stream and you'll see it in like 10 seconds. However long the delay is. Oh man, I'm hairy. Look at me. Whoo, here I am. Look at this. Ready? I got this shit.
You're not on... Wait.
Crash. It's Crash. It would be on the stream, not on the screen share, by the way, because fucking...
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah, I don't have that set up. But look at this.
This looks like some picture you'd see on the news, like
Yeah.
serial rapist.
Serial rapist. MONSTRO appears again. Look at this. I got
playing Crash 3.
Japanese Crash 1. This one's really nice, because if you look at like the fucking disc art, it is actually just the most beautiful thing in the world. Like, look at this shit. Like, probably can't see it because of the fucking light. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at how good this is. Look at this shit.
That's cute.
What the hell? That's actually what that looks. The
Yes.
Japanese copy looks like.
But I like that art, because if you look at the art for 2 and 3, it's fucking disgusting. Like, look at this. You want to see the Japanese 2? Look at this. Fucking... Crash has got fucking Down syndrome disease. Like, look at him. You know? He has retard syndrome. Look at him. Fucking...
Yeah!
He's got that shit going on. Yeah. It's a weird face I made. And then here's Crash 3, and this one is just the most retarded. So, yeah. Anyway. Sorry to kind of derail from the video, but we've all seen this shit before. It's fucking garbage. Fuck this shit. I hate it. Let's continue.
LL Crash
Acceleration,
Twinsanity.
and instead you control in the air like you would on the ground. It's much more sharp here than in the other Crash games. In fact, this can actually present a problem. Jumps in this game feel a little strange. Because they are so tight, it can at times be difficult to tell when you land a jump. It's a bit hard to explain, but a lot of times I found myself missing platforms that I feel like I should have landed on. It can take a bit of getting used to. However, the game gives you ample time and space to do so no major harm done.
You see, like, look, fucking... It would have been nice to show any of the things I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You fucking timed out Raphael? Why?
Yeah, because he fucking said, "Hey, Mandy."
Oh, yeah.
He was just fucking shitting in chat and posting fucking.
Oh,
"Hey,
yeah,
Mandy."
sure, you could ban him. Yeah, I don't care. No, I don't
I
like
didn't
you
ban him. He's
I
just timed out.
Yeah, well, fuck him. He could get, yeah. That's, if you're Mexican, we will time you out in the chat. That's just a warning.
Be careful, Chris. Nah, you'll fight. Anyway, fucking... video go.
What the fuck? I didn't mean to time him out for 600 seconds again. I was trying to untime him out, whatever. If you can, I don't know how you do it, but untime him out, though. Just... whatever. Anyway, let's continue.
There we go.
Fucking...
There we go.
Although,
okay.
something does annoy me. I have to ask, why is the camera inverted?
Oh!
Hell yeah!
So this was made by you, Pat. You made this little remix.
Yeah.
This was from a very old Let's Play that Ian and I did of a shitty-ass Bratz game. And it was pretty interesting.
Someone said the stream froze.
I did see some stuff going on my screen. Thankfully, because I'm also recording this and it'll be archived, so when that's done, then you'll get, like, any stream problems won't be there. So yeah, it was from the Bratz review, and I, for some reason, just said in a really loud way, why is the camera inverted? And, you know, then I said that, and Pat made a little remix out of it, which is pretty good. I don't actually play the whole thing. So, oh, I paused it. So, yeah, that's not, like, look, like, you should see my mouse moving around. I paused it, that's not a thing. What was it?
I think it was stuck on a frame for a second, but I refreshed and it seems fine now.
Yeah, anyway. Fucking... yeah, so Pat made this remix. I only used some of it in the review, but I have the whole thing, and I'll play that when we're done with the review, but let's continue this. Let's get this over with. And I just put every fucking effect on this. I do like you remixing Ian's, like, fucking... Oh. I like this part.
It's pretty good.
It's like the way you just included that. Man.
Yeah, the way that's boosted.
It's fucking great. The fucking, it was great. The camera's inverted. Oh man, I hate that. What?
We'll play the whole thing at the
Yeah, like I said, we'll play the whole thing at the end. Let's keep going.
It made this game just annoying. Now, it's true you can tap the R1 button and have the camera centered behind you, but you can only do this while standing completely still. How obnoxious. This game opens with a lengthy tutorial segment, which can be skipped. It irritates me.
This is weird because
Which can be skipped.
Yeah, I'm supposed to say can't, but it pretty clearly sounds like I say can be skipped. It cannot be skipped. But it
Not
sounds like
only
I say...
does it sound like you're saying it can, also your inflection on it sounds like you'd be
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can skip it.
Yeah,
but...
you can skip it, but, you know, it's still annoying.
Yeah.
This game opens with a lengthy tutorial segment, which can be skipped. It irritates me because there's no reason for this tutorial to be so long. Either teach me by just design of the game, or let me skip through it. However, I did enjoy seeing what this game had to offer. I have to say, this game looked beautiful. The attention to detail is astonishing on this game.
I would say that this game does hold up pretty well. And yeah, I still have the inverted remix. We'll share it later. But anyway, yeah. This game, the graphics do look pretty nice. Like, I do like the way it looks, you know? I think it looks okay, you know, like, I don't think it's aged as well as, like, the PS1 games, but, like, I certainly prefer this game. I would certainly prefer this to, you know, something like, I don't know, fucking, you know, Wrath of Cortex, you know?
Yeah.
Like, anyway, yeah.
This game never settles with getting by on graphics. It excels in this aspect more so than any other Crash game. It's not the best looking game on the PS2, but it's pretty damn nice. But even so, it looks 20 times better than the god-awful Wrath of Cortex does. Just the feeling of going through the bright forests, the dimly lit
Look at these
caves,
fucking
the
god
cold
rays.
tundras.
Like, goddamn.
The game has a great sense
Yeah, I know.
It's
I
fucking
said
adorable.
on our fake recording that doesn't exist that we never did.
This time it
Said that
feels
they
like
have a
it's
shitload of god
interacting with
rays
the
in this game.
environments
All
way
over
more
the
than
place.
in Wrath.
Yeah.
It incorporates parts of the level correctly, like using TNT boxes to knock down trees. You can tell Oxford Studios put a lot of detail into these environments, making sure that they felt the way they should. The story is also interesting, as this time you feel much more involved than before.
Oh, I think this is when you mentioned as well, Michael, how you talked about how like the environment is more interactable in Twinsanity.
Yes.
Because that was your big gripe with Wrath, where most of the challenge came from throwing nitros all over the level.
Wrath does seem kind of weird. It seems like there's like a disconnect between like all the items that were like plopped into the level and then like the actual stuff in the level, you know? While like with this game, it definitely doesn't feel that way, you know? And I would stay, I would stand by that, yeah.
As well,
Anyway.
all of which fit into the Crash Bandicoot universe near perfectly. There are the evil twins, two genetically mutated parrots who want to take over the world.
I don't like
There's
these
also
characters.
Nina, Cortex's
By the
cyborg
way,
niece,
the
who was
twins.
sent to Madame Amberly's Academy of Evil because she was too nice. The backstories behind these characters are all...
Also, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like,
Yeah,
Pat,
I think Pat talked about that on our fake recording.
do you remember that, Pat? This fucking cutscene?
How she sneakily hides, like she puts like the pillows in the bed and then is just hiding next to the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
really
what the fuck
fucking
is the point of that?
pointless.
She's trying to do a fancy giggle prank, you know?
If you were gonna sneak out of bed, you'd think you'd, go somewhere.
No, she's just hanging out
She's
by
just
the
next
side
to-
of the bed. She's waiting to fuck whoever comes in her way. She's gonna run at them pussy first. She's gonna open up her legs and ram her pussy in your face. If you show up, it's a trap. Anyway, let's continue.
unique, and I'm not going to spoil them because I encourage you to find them out for yourself. The voice actors this time around have done an excellent job. This was the first game to have Lex Lang providing the voice of Cortex instead of Clancy Brown. I do miss Clancy Brown. His voice just screams classic Crash Bandicoot. As much as I do love Clancy Brown's Cortex, I gotta say, I think I like Lex Lang's Cortex just a little bit more. Cortex's
I don't
voice
agree
acting
with this at all,
probably
by the
changed
way.
due to Cortex's changing
I do
character,
like Lex
and I have
Lang,
to
but I
say,
prefer Clancy
Lex
Brown.
Lang is great with this. Everything this guy says is just pure gold. There are times where I found myself laughing at things that I normally wouldn't really find that funny, just because his delivery is so great. He also has, hands down, my favorite line read from any Crash game.
I've ruined the lives of so many. I can't be expected to remember them all.
That's
Ultimately,
like
I'd say that Lex
a
Lang is
decibel,
good Cortex,
you know?
Although I will say
Yeah.
that Clancy Brown's evil laugh is 10 times better than Lex Lang's.
Oh my
listen
god,
to
what a
this-
shit example.
Yeah. The thing is, I was saying, I think it's the only example of his evil laugh, like in this game. Until Insane came out,
Maybe. I feel like he's got to have laughed in one of the FMVs or the cutscenes at the end or something. I don't know.
Who knows? Who cares?
10 times better than Lex Lang's.
Like, listen to that shit. Listen to this dope ass shit.
This
Pay
game also
attention,
had some
kids.
very
XD.
clever writing. Some of the jokes in this game are just hilarious. The comedy is very witty, and it even breaks the fourth wall on a few occasions, going as far as to even
No
reference
way.
how bad Wrath of Cortex was.
I like that I'm just showing cutscenes from the game.
Bounced.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like
Just
fucking.
to show how very funny it
Years
is.
have kind of been slow. Wrath of Cortex didn't do as well as we'd hoped, and fish.
People are
See,
saying he
Crash
laughed
fans,
in Titans.
Even Cortex thinks that
Man, this video, the audio is mixed like fucking dog shit. But anyway, yeah, what is it? Fucking... What was I saying? This is another example of my sort of, weird holier-than-thou, my opinion is fucking, like, law, kind of shit coming up, where I'm like... and you could listen to this and think, oh yeah, he's being, hyperbolic, it's a joke, but like I don't think I was kidding here. Like I think I really was like, anyone that likes Wrath of Cortex is just a bad person. Like I actually think I was that fucking crazy. I'll play it.
Wrath sucks. Stop defending this disgraceful piece of shite already and go play a good game. Crash's levels
Say
are
shite.
Shite. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I think that was intentional. I don't know why. Couldn't tell you why, but I don't think I said the word shit wrong.
pretty fun.
That's kind of funny to think of though. Oh shit!
Oh shite!
Just have a-
Oh shite! I can't believe this happened to me.
What was that in was it the Crash 3 review where you were like,
Yeah. One thing I do like in this game, however, is the blah.
The what? Yeah. Anyway, let's continue.
I can't believe anybody would like that.
breaking bosses as you go, coming across new bosses and characters. The bosses of this game are pretty lackluster, though. The bosses lack a sense of progression.
The
Look at
bosses,
Engine's
the bosses.
boss. All you need to do to beat him is do
Look
the
at
exact
boss.
same thing 3 times in a row. The only boss that
You
I
have
felt
to
was
just make
really
a
well designed was
compilation of
Dingodile.
old Stimpyland videos. Just every time you say bosses.
Or just
Every time you say anything in
no,
New
we
York,
had said before. We had said before we need the top 10 fucking New York moments. You know?
yeah.
I think it should just be the bosses.
The bosses.
Somebody wants to fucking take the time to cut.
Yeah,
that
but
together.
there's other shit too. Like there's other shit I do where it's
Mario.
like Mario, the bosses, you know. Uka's
think it was-
backstory, you know.
It was the most prominent in Crash 1, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I feel like I'm getting stabbed. I feel like I'm getting stabbed every time I play a video game. You know, it was really shit.
Though. The bosses lack a sense of progression.
Bosses.
Look at Engine's boss. All you need to do to
Boss.
beat him is do the exact same thing 3 times in a row. The only boss that I felt was really well
Boss,
designed
boss.
was Dingodile.
Every time he says boss, take a drink.
I want a piece of that pie.
I have no idea what you just said.
Dingodile was the only boss that got harder with each hit. However, the bosses make up for
The
their
bosses,
lack of
it really
difficulty
is
with
fucking-
ending presentation. Each boss fight is so
Boss.
over the top and utterly ridiculous, for the most part, that it's just fun to fight them because of how hilarious it all is. You also get to control a number of vehicles and characters. You can control the roller ball, in which Crash and Cortex have
Oh
to
yeah,
roll.
the roller ball. Who remembers that funny pun? The joke is it's actually roller
Rollerball.
brawl. You know, like they're fighting, but also rolling in the ball at the same time. Roller brawl, XD. You know, but I just called it the roller ball, so I guess it just went over his fucking head.
all around after
Yeah, him as though he is a different person. Let's continue.
they get in a fight. Or the Humiliscate, where Crash uses Cortex as a snowboard. You also get to play as Nina and Cortex. Now, this game sounds pretty badass. However,
Nina's and
I have a
Cortex?
fistful of problems with it.
I got a whole fist full of
A
them.
fistful. I love the bosses in Crash Bandicoot almost as much as I love the roller balls.
So much so that I got a fist up my ass.
Yeah. The fist. You know, I got a fistful of steel. You know?
Up my ass.
Shout out to anyone that knows that song, by the way. Some Rage Against the Machine. Good shit. Anyway.
I'm just gonna list them off in no particular order. One element of this game that annoys me is its soundtrack. Now, the soundtrack of this game is an interesting topic. The
I
game-
kind of have like that. I really do have that.
Soundtrack of this game.
Yeah, it's really like that Matt Platt. It's the fucking Matt Pat kind of inflection, you know, where I just, you know, just random, like, voice cracks, you know? Because if you hear me talking, I don't actually talk like that, you know?
Yeah. That's kind of funny to listen to, though.
It's weird. It's like that's not the way my voice sounds. It's something I actually put on for these dumbass videos, you know? It's like, why did I do that? Let's continue.
The game's music is done by a group named Spiralmouth, and what's actually interesting is that all of the music is done with voices. There are no instruments used in this game. It's very impressive, and I have to admit that I was surprised when I heard this. The guys at Spiralmouth are obviously very talented. However, as impressive as it is, it...
You said something about this, Pat, didn't you? I said it's very impressive.
I said it's not that impressive.
Oh, yeah, that's when we...
It's not legit acapella. There's a lot of effects and processing on the Spiral Mouth shit.
Yeah.
And I think in our fake recording that doesn't exist, we said something like, acapella's fucking easy, like, I could do that.
Exactly.
And
Dude, I can do that in like 5 minutes, bro. I should have put that in this video. Like, dude, I can fucking do it. I will play the Spiral Mouth cover that we did. Fucking
yeah,
at the end.
Play
Yeah,
that.
I'll
At the
play
end.
that.
I don't think I got.
Yeah, I don't think you've heard that, so
No,
you'll
you
get to hear
didn't.
that for the first time. Anyway,
That's very nice.
let us continue.
It also gets really annoying. And I mean really quickly, too. I did like some songs from this game, but with the exception of the Iceberg Lab theme, I found the soundtrack to be forgettable. Some songs are just insanely annoying.
Now, forgettable is also really the wrong word to use here, because I don't think it's forgettable. I think it's pretty memorable, in my opinion, for the wrong reasons. Oh, I should say, I still don't like I still am not a huge fan of this game's soundtrack at all. I really don't like it. I like it less than I probably did here. But, you know, if you like it, that's totally cool. Anyway. Yeah, I don't think it's forgetful. I think... Forgetful? Forgettable.
Forgettable.
Yeah. I don't think it's forgettable. I think it's very memorable, but in my opinion, for the wrong reasons, you know. Fucking I got PTSD from that shit.
Like
Anyway.
the Academy of Evil theme. or the song that plays when you're in the 10th dimension.
Yeah, there's actually just like burp sounds here.
But what's even more annoying are the fact that some songs just start out awesome and then get annoying. Like, listen to this song.
It's a fucking Ween song. Listen to that. You know?
Yeah, it's like at the end of Don't Laugh, I Love You.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it just starts out
And
like
they
a
just start
song.
going,
I'm enjoying this. You know, this sounds pretty badass.
That's actually like, that would make good Spyro Mouth cover like potential. Is you know?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Just use that.
Yeah, this sounds really gay though. I hate this shit.
What? It sounds like Spyro Mouth threw a tantrum while they were recording and they just rolled with it. The music isn't gonna bother you too much, but when you get stuck on parts of a level, the music will not help. Also, the soundtrack as a whole is pretty forgettable. But guess what? There are tons of people that say that it has the best music in a Crash game, and even go as far as to say that it's the best game soundtrack ever.
And you know what? They can just say that, and that's like fine. You know, it's like really not a big deal. Isn't that cool?
Way.
Yeah, they can just say that.
People aren't allowed to have their own opinions. That's fucking stupid.
Anyway.
And to these people I say, play a fucking Spyro game for once. But the soundtrack is only the beginning of my problems with this game. Remember those characters I mentioned before? Controlling Nina is quite fun, but you only get to do it once the entire game, aside from the final boss. And Cortex... Cortex sucks in this game. I mean, fuck yeah, he's an awesome character, but
Oh, here's some retarded-ass fucking comparison.
Being able to play as my favorite Crash character was something I've always wanted to do since Crash 1, and now that I finally got to, I wish I hadn't done so. Cortex's gameplay involves using your blaster to clear enemies, but it feels less like a Crash game and more like a fucking Kingdom Hearts game. Having trouble? Just mash the attack button, and all your problems...
Okay, this is pretty good. So first off, this is such a fucking dumb comparison. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is the joke? It's because Kingdom Hearts 2 is button mashy. It's like Titans is button mashy. You know? It's like, I don't get it. Like, it's just so dumb. You know? And also fucking... What was I gonna say? Fucking, you know, it's just weird. Like, I'm so up in arms about this shit. Also, fucking... What is it? I just don't understand the comparison between Crash Twinsanity and Kingdom Hearts 2. And then something really funny is gonna come up here. Just check this out.
...will go away.
Yes!
Atrocious.
It's fucking atrocious.
It's atrocious. Not atrocious. Atrocious. Atrocious, exactly. It's fucking... Yeah, the chat is just fucking atrocious now. Yeah,
it's so good.
It's like...
You should just say like that was on purpose.
I should... Well, it's a new word. Yeah, it's atrocious. It's like extra atrocious. Atrocious for short.
Extra atrocious.
It's...
See, atrocious means like one atrocious, right? Like atrocious.
You only have
and then
one
atrocious.
atrocious.
Yeah. And then atrocious is extra
atrocious. It's one atrocious. This game is actually like 10 atrociouses, just so you know. So
seven
His gameplay doesn't feel fun or challenging. It's just a pain.
5
in the
out of
ass.
7 atrocious.
And guess what? You have to fight 2 bosses with him. It's
Trosai?
incredibly boring.
Yeah, that's the plural. 1 atrocious, 2 Trosai. You know?
Okay, we should fucking... This is so dumb.
Atrocious is the equivalent to 3 atrocious. I thought that's tritrocious. Let's continue.
Cutscenes are also annoying in this game. Cutscenes cannot be skipped, but say that you die after seeing a certain cutscene. If your checkpoint puts you in a spot behind where you saw that cutscene, you'll have to watch it again. This can be incredibly annoying. Also, I've noticed that the frame rate tends to chug a little in this game, mainly when there are a lot of enemies on the screen or when a lot of nitros explode at once. The game starts to slow down a little, and it can be pretty distracting. And then there's the glitches with this game. Oh god. And it can be enemies on the screen or when a lot of nights. So I've noticed that the
Don't show footage of it. You said the
I
frame
feel like
rate
I did.
Frame rate tends to
I mean,
chug a
unless
little
it's
in
just the shitty recording, it doesn't seem like it's slowing down that much.
Chances are it's the shitty recording, but like at least when I'm looking at it, like I feel like I actually did show that. And yeah, someone's saying like, you know, another thing, this is version dependent, you know, because I believe like the Xbox version probably didn't have these slowdown problems, you know? Someone in the chat just said, yeah, not in the Xbox version, so I feel like that wouldn't be an issue, you know?
This can be incredibly annoying. Also, I've noticed that the frame rate tends to chug a little in this game, mainly when there are a lot of enemies on the screen or when a lot of nitros explode at once. the game starts to slow down a little, and it can be pretty distracting. And then there's the glitches with this game. Oh god, the glitches.
It's pretty good. I do like this.
Everyone knows about the glitches in this game.
Everyone.
Seriously, Crash Twinsanity glitches are their own YouTube category now. There are just too many to count. I can't complain too much because most of the glitches don't get in the way. But at the same time, the glitches are incredibly easy to pull off, and you can do insane things with them. You can skip entire levels, get certain characters to be where they're not supposed to be, fuck with the music, get out of bounds. If you wanted to document every single Crash Twinsanity glitch in writing, you would need a book longer than the goddamn Bible. The glitches, however, aren't as much of an annoyance as you'd think. You can play through the entire game and encounter next to none, but it shows that this game clearly did not get the amount of testing that it should have, or just laziness on Oxford Studios' part. Most of these are just my gripes, especially the music bit. They weren't a major detriment, and they didn't prevent me from enjoying the game as a whole. However, I did realize a major problem with this game. It's that the game, as a whole, has practically no replay value.
I don't agree with that. You know?
Yeah.
Because fucking... You know... fucking, like... Game has plenty of replay value if you're trying to break it. You know? I think you pointed that out, Pat, right? Like...
Oh, yeah.
This game is so fucking broken. You know? Like, there's plenty of shit that you could have, you know... Just to break the shit.
Hours and hours and hours of more
I know,
gameplay.
like I said, it's the one joke I kind of like in this, where I said Crash Twinsanity glitches are their own YouTube category. They really are. Like, there's so much shit in this game.
That's why I like Twinsanity, because it's fun to fuck with.
Yeah.
Didn't we do... Like,
yeah, we did,
video?
and it's a fucking great video. I love that video. You know? There's a video you have. It's still around. A video Pat made. It's still around. It's, you know, like, just breaking Twinsanity or something. I forget what you called it.
Oh, shit, I think I remember that. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
The second part where it gets good.
The Twinsanity, like, on the menu screen where it says, like, instead of press start, it says, like, don't bother or some shit. I remember
don't
that.
play this.
You have to see it. It's funny.
Yeah, I remember that. That was good.
I don't think I've seen that
This
in a
game
long
is
time.
incredibly easy, possibly the easiest Crash game ever made, and it's also one of the shortest. To put it in perspective, Crash Twinsanity took me 3 hours and 4 minutes to complete. Crash Team Racing took me 5 hours and 39 minutes to complete, and that's only the adventure
I
mode.
don't know why.
Now, it's true that
It's
this
a
game...
really bad comparison.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I mean, it's really, really dumb. It's just weird, the comparisons between a racing game and a platformer. I just don't understand it. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Let's just get the shit over
It
with.
does have gems, but they aren't obtained by breaking boxes, but instead found in hidden paths. The gems will unlock you neat little concept art, FMVs, and other crap that only the real geeky are gonna care about. It sucks
Oh,
because
no.
I love Crash Twinsanity,
Fucking geeks.
but it's way too short.
Geeked up.
Crash Twinsanity is a new and refreshing experience, one that the Crash Bandicoot series definitely needed. Crash Twinsanity tried to be new, and it tried to be original, and in a lot of cases, you can say it was successful. A lot of people consider Crash Twinsanity their favorite Crash game. Of course, the game does not come without its flaws, whether it be irritating soundtrack, repetitive bosses, awkward controls, or most irritatingly, its lack of replay value. It is not the best that the series has had to offer. But if you're going to compare it to Wrath of Cortex or Crash Nitro Kart, it's definitely worth your time. Crash Twinsanity is an average game.
There's that loud as fuck sound effect from fucking... Half-Life 2, yeah. And yeah, there it is.
No more out of 7.
Yeah. Rest in peace out of 7. Can we pay some...
I really wish you would have misspelled average here. That would have been really
Yeah.
funny.
Average-y, yeah.
Yeah, average or something.
I give this game 5
Average?
atrociouses out of 7.
It's average.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wait a second. Don't let the fact that just because I consider this game average mean that it's not worth your time. Most average games, provided they are priced reasonably, are worth a buy. You can get this game used on Amazon for very cheap, and for only $5, Crash Twinsanity is definitely worth your time.
I would
For
argue
very
that's
cheap
the-
and only $5? That's crazy.
I would
I'm a
argue
baby
that, like-
boy who's never worked a day in my life, and I think $5 is worth it. Sorry.
I'd say it's worth it. Like,
I was just... How do you know what $5 is worth when you're 12 or whatever?
yeah, I didn't really know too much about it then, but like now I know, and I could say pretty seriously that it's worth it, you know? I don't know.
I've paid more for Twinsanity than $5.
I got it fucking cheap because I'm a little cheapy boy. Hooray.
Anyways, tune in next time to see what happens when game developer Radical Entertainment changes the way we look at Crash Bandicoot. Oh wait, that's not next. Tune in next time to see what happens when a mediocre platform game is crossed with a mediocre kart racing game when I review Crash Tag Team Racing.
Everybody go ahead and have a grand slammin' time.
That was fucking a clip from, that was my good friend John, Zigadox. I don't remember where that's from, but I do like that I included that shit. I like to hear that stuff a lot. You know, that shit makes me happy, just hearing, like, the old, you know, stuff.
The old Let's Play shit.
Yeah. You know, that, because that shit's wholesome as fuck. Anyway, let's continue. This is just the, more, but not the whole thing, of the camera inverted. Look at this retarded-ass fucking outro.
There you go. Credited Pat.
Yeah. Pat, there you are. You made it into the STIMPYLAND video. What do you think?
Dude, no way. Did you spell everything correct there?
Yeah, you're gonna have to go back and check everything now.
Yeah, look
I
at
think
that.
it was. Video thumbnails by Ultimate Crash Channel.
Yeah,
Why
did
is
I
the
spell?
camera
Did I do it right?
Remix by PatStrikesBack.
Look at that, Pat. There
Looks
you
like
are. You
it's
made
like
it into
a-
this video. How do you feel?
What?
You made it into the STIMPYLAND video. You actually did it.
My life is complete.
Fuck yeah. Epic. Why camera? Why camera? Yeah. Anyway, I don't think I include anything at the end here. Let me see. No, yeah, okay, I do this.
Yeah, you do. It's the funny fart joke.
Just verbatim how it is in the game.
How could things get any worse?
I farted just now. Like,
Fuck off.
You should have a new game rating based on a cringe scale. Yeah, I would like that. That'd be good. Anyway.
1 out of 3 cringe coins.
Cringe coins. Yeah, anyway.
You should
So
play the Spiral Mouth cover.
Yes.
In a bit.
So chat, we're gonna play the Spiral Mouth cover, and I'll play the full uninterrupted Why is the Camera Inverted. So bear with me for a minute as I try to get this stuff together. So Pat, if you could send me the... No, hold on, I have it. I don't remember where I put it, though. So chat, if you want to ask questions, we'll scroll back up and look at them. I'm farting right now. Anyway, let's see. Where did I put it? I'm trying to remember.
I mean, they are just in the Discord messages too.
Okay. What about our Spiral Mouth cover, though?
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where I put that. I think I know where I put it.
Fuck, it was...
Is this it? No. No, that's not it.
It's called, like, Spiral Mouth cover or something.
Just look for it in my server, if you can. While
Yeah.
I... Do that while I will play the...
How do you do the other thing where it's, like, from user and then put...
I think it's
like,
just has, and then just look for, like, audio file or something.
I am. Has...
Penis.
Has. Oh my god, that was loud. Okay. Anyway. So here. So here is Why is the Camera Inverted?
Shit.
So I will play this now. I'll mute myself, if you two could mute for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so hold on. There he is. There he is. Genius. Anyway. So here is the Why is the Camera Inverted remix. I'll just let this play uninterrupted.
Why is the camera inverted? 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 Why is the camera inverted?
The camera is inverted too, I find.
right now. So that was that remix.
Very nice.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now someone just asked something in the chat. I just want to say this right now, Pat. Are you looking at the chat? Look at what Cyrus the Squid wrote. Remember when I said we had to talk about this? You know, I said, didn't you make another one for the Badman review? And you said, no, I don't think I did. Someone just asked in the chat, Cyrus the Squid. Cycrith the Squid asks, do you also have the version in the Badman Twinsanity review? So I'm pretty sure you made another one for that one. You know,
I'd have to dig.
I'd
have to. I really don't remember, but I'd have to go look at the Badman video then and see.
Yeah. Well, we'll probably address that around the time if I plan on looking at that. If not, then just near the end of this, you know, string of, you know, shit. So yeah. Anyway, of these commentaries,
did you want to play the "I'm the STIMPYLAND" thing or no?
I'll play that
because there's a lot of good memes in that.
What I'm gonna
do. Okay, hold on.
Okay, we'll mute again and shit for the spiral mouth cover.
So here's the spiral mouth. This is another one we just made for us. You know, fucking. So yeah, this was just like a little inside joke between us. We just made this one and just shared it, and then eventually, you know, we thought it was funny. So here it is. This was our spiral mouth tribute band. So enjoy, everybody. Let's see here. Here we go.
What I'm gonna
Okay, I'm going. Shut the fuck up for a second. I'm going now. All right, Liam, you can start. Yeah, so that's the so that's that. Jesus Christ. So that's that. You haven't heard that, have you, Pat?
No, it's pretty good.
It's been good, yeah.
I was expecting it to be more competent, actually. I don't know why.
Why would you
it becomes really it starts off with like something, but then it just kind of degrades into shit. I think I just started like gargling water at some point. I was like, I don't.
Jake says to play it again.
Fuck him. He can just. This will all be in the fucking archive.
It's on Discord. Yeah. Hold on. I'll even post it, Jake, in general.
Anyway, fucking. All right. Anything else? Oh yeah. Should I play that? This was another like just a little inside joke. Pat made it, and he shared it. I thought it was funny. This was parody of the Scrubs theme, right?
Yeah, the I'm no Superman.
Yeah, so Pat made this, but instead it's I'm the STIMPYLAND. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, one more time. I'll mute us, and I'll let this play. Let's see. So enjoy this one, chat.
I make vids on YouTube. Oh, wait, oh no, I'm not. A bad case of water poo again. Well, you said not to add them all, but I'll put them in the car. Cause I can't do this stream on my own. Cause I'm the STIMPYLAND. I'm the STIMPYLAND. Water poo, it really stinks. Jerking off right in the sink. Then play some games with Sega dogs. Your gaming source online. Meet Chanix just in time. Ian just won't answer Skype. Well, Batman is perverted, but the camera's still inverted. But I can't do this stream on my own. Cause I'm the STIMPYLAND. I'm the STIMPYLAND.
So yeah, that was That was
Jesus
that one.
Christ. I've never heard that before. That was really fucking wow.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. There's a lot of little inside references, like
in the sink.
yeah, like water poo, fucking Zigadox.
Relevant.
Yeah, fucking Jesus. Okay, so we got anything else to play, or I think we're just
that
about.
wasn't pitch shifted.
And yeah, that Pat's just singing high pitched. Raphael
The
showed up
song
just
is
in time.
actually
Yeah.
double speed.
Yeah. Anyway. So I think that's about it. So.
I could have swore there was.
So I guess-
Was there something else?
I don't think so. Oh, chat. You got any questions, chat?
Yeah, do check questions.
Let's do that. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see.
Pat replied to me on Discord. Why?
Reply to me at all. Yes, why are you gay? That's a great question. Raphael shows up and he's just gay and brown. You know, this is why I don't like brown people. Anyway, I think I'm done. Thanks, chat. If you got questions, you feel like...
Did you answer questions from... Like the questions that you answered last night when we tried to record? Did you answer those now?
Oh yeah, you should probably
Okay.
answer those again.
I'll just answer those in the next recording that we do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, thanks, everyone, for watching.
Thank you very much.
We're going to wrap up the stream, and we'll see you next time. So, thank you for watching, everyone.